Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Here we are about to record our episode for Injustice, breakdown of year one. Basically, arguably the first third of the graphic novel that you see before me.
It's an omnibus.
Yep. All right, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with your energy tonight. What is this? It is an omnibus in all correction because it is basically a Bible of a story. A big old fat boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A very nice one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my friend. Let's do this thing.
Let's do the damn thing.
Let's do the damn thing.
Welcome back to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I'm here with the homie Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on today? Hopefully all you guys out there are doing pretty damn well. I know myself, I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. How about you, Q? What's up?
Man, I woke up super early this morning because I had the bubble guts, and that rarely happens.
Really? Yeah. I mean, you take pretty good care of yourself, so that's surprising. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You okay?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because I did a real thing and I had a little bit of ice cream last night.
Yeah.
We stopped.
The
computer was like, "Oh man, you can't have bubble guts that early in the morning."
We can't put that shit on air.
That's unhealthy.
That wasn't a pun. Was that gelato? It was gelato, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think it was that maybe combination with like the steak I had.
I don't know.
Either.
You should give me up the steak.
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Yeah. How about you, Q? What's up?
That's a great job off.
It really is, actually. So basically, you start over and we keep my shit. All right. I'm good with this. Yeah. Homies say now and then tech decides to do its own thing. Ooh-wee.
Here we go.
Okay.
No, I'm doing pretty good, man. I had a pretty rambunctious morning. Like, I went to bed, fairly early for us.
Right.
I mean, but like I still ended up waking up about 15 to 7. And which I've been waking up earlier anyway, but I woke up early this morning because my stomach was like, hey, man, it's a code red. No, it's a code brown. We got to go.
It's a code brown, man. We got to go to the office. We got some kids to drop off at the pool.
I was like, man, like the company hours usually aren't until much later, but if we got to go, then we'll go ahead and do it.
I mean, this is when the appointment was scheduled, but okay.
But no, I have been doing. I've been well, man. I've been great. Hope all you homies have been great. Also, I know some of you may be bunched up in the house, maybe restricted, or unless you have one of those essential jobs or whatnot. If you do, we appreciate you. If not, we hope you guys are still staying safe and whatnot.
Staying safe and staying healthy. Good luck to everyone out there on that.
Absolutely. So please allow us to distract you for
exactly
long. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Let us be another entertaining about 2 hours of your life.
Yes.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Might be an hour and a half. We'll see.
Probably not. We'll see. Who knows?
It never is. We always go over, which is good.
Before we begin, I do want to give a shout out to a homie, Matt. He gave us a review on Facebook. Big shout out to him. He says it's one of his favorite go-to podcasts to get his nerd on. He gives us huge props for being one of the podcasts to call out the quote-unquote woke crap going on with Marvel right now. Keep up the good work, fellas. And he even says if you want to guess, he'd love to join in for a chat. We appreciate that, Matt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He actually gave us a review because he posted his handle on the page as well. And he gave us a review, must have been over a year ago. And so that was pretty dope for him. He gives a review on iTunes, I mean. So.
Oh, dope. Okay. So he was a repeat reviewer.
Yeah.
That's fun to say. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So much appreciated, man. And like as far as like about all the woke stuff that's being just injected into Marvel Comics, and now it's even DC's done it. Marvel, like they're just trying to one up one another now.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Gotham High? It's what DC's doing now. Obviously, it's super non-canonical.
Let's talk about this. What the fuck? I already know homies, let me open my thoughts up here real quick and pretend Q's not in the room. Okay, I already know what this is. I already have a full-blown expectation of what the storyline is, what the characters are going to feel like. But I'm ready for you to tell me and hopefully disprove me. Please, what is Gotham High?
Gotham High is it circulates around three main characters. There's a Bruce Wayne, a young, I think he's like 17 years old Bruce Wayne, who's come back from, who's kicked out of boarding school over in China. I don't know if he's supposed to be full Asian or not in this rendition of Batman. But there's also Jack Napier. Of course, some of you guys may recognize that as Batman '89. That was Joker's name in that.
Right,
and in certain canonical issues, that's Joker's name is Jack Napier. So that he's also in there. And they're in a love triangle with one Hispanic Selena Kyle, who is, and then there's this kind of high school drama romance dynamic between the two. They basically made like a, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a young adult romance novel, but just with Batman names in it. It's kind of weird.
I want you to know, I've stopped hearing what you were telling me. And in the background, in my mind, all that's playing is Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. Like I've gone straight to the sound of silence over here.
It's weird how they keep doubling down on this kind of stuff.
It's so bad. Like, who tells them that this is what the demographic wants?
Right.
Who is telling them this? Because that's...
So, fun fact.
Is that part of the 5G initiative?
No.
DC's recent initiative that is probably going to go down the tank.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still coming out.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, that's actually not part of it. That's part of something else. Because 5G is going to replace continuity if the rumors are true, what Dan Video had planned. But, you know, Marvel also did, we were supposed to talk about it last week, Children of the Atom, which it was so funny because I watched the trailer for that, and that was equally as cringe and hilarious as the new Warriors, you know, where the Children of the Atom, they're basically sidekicks to the X-Men. And it's so funny because they're talking about how, you know, we're so proud of what we created. We spent so much time creating these original characters. And literally, these characters are just
knockoffs.
They're just different races or different sexes of existing X-Men. Like there's a little Cyclops under Cyclops. There's another Angel. I think there's another Nightcrawler. I mean, they have the same powers, same scheme going on. It's just that, oh, you know, this one's black or this one's Asian, this one's female. And like they have TikTok accounts, and one has a fitness Instagram, and they know how to use social media. They keep trying to mine. You know, we promise we'll get to the main meat here, guys. But long story short, like these comic industries, and I still think that Marvel is definitely the main offender here because they keep pushing it. It's like they keep trying to mine something that has no value. I mean, for one thing, Marvel actually, because I don't buy floppies, I didn't realize this until recently. That Marvel has the most expensive floppy issues.
By the way, I love that term. I've not heard that until you just now used it. I love that. I'm going to use that more often. Floppies. Who buys floppies?
Single issues.
Yeah. I was able to piece that together.
Right.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Secondly, I believe you're correct. As far as I knew, as far as my awareness went into it all, Marvel was the first to try to, I don't know, to incorporate all this whole. I'm going to keep using the terminology. Thanks to our boy Matt for making it, solidified in the superhero homie vocabulary. I think they were the first to try to incorporate all this woke bullshit. You know, that's the full term, by the way, woke bullshit.
And let me be clear about something. Like, I don't think that you know, PC culture or SJW culture in and of itself is anything bad or toxic or terrible. I just think that the incorporating of that in comics is terrible. I don't think that comics should have any. There's no place in comic books for that kind of ideology to overrun the plot and the characters. There's just no room for that.
Exactly. In so many words, we've already discussed this in our most recent shorty that we did publish. It was the one about the new
Warriors.
The new Warriors. Thank you. I was about to call them the New Mutants, whatever the fuck their names are. But we made fun of it then, and we're going to make fun of it again, I'm sure, in many episodes to come. But whenever your agenda takes place of your story writing, that's when you're beginning to make, grievances and sins even in your publishing communities. Because it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Why are you trying to? We talked about it a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
good thing we have a positive thing to talk
we do.
about in place of all this. Yeah, because we can get as negative as we need to right now.
Or it's real. I mean,
there you go. Because it is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Pun very intended.
But for real though, shout out again to the homie Matt for sending us that awesome review. We really do appreciate that. So
hell yeah.
Big shout out to you, my friend.
And then shout out to a couple more people here. I had to double check on a few more here. YouTubers that subscribe to us. Again, I'm getting notifications about a few actual names and whatnot that have subscribed to us. Two of which, G-Man, I don't remember your numbers, G-Man, but you had a series of numbers. You know who you are. And another YouTuber named Trey. So thank you both very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Homie Nation visuals. And hope you guys enjoy the show. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, all the support, very welcome. All the reviews, super welcome. Always necessary.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
We can't thank you enough for that. Seriously. But we do have a fun episode planned for tonight. I know I say that every time, but just because I mean it.
You have fun with all the episodes. Yeah. This is the most fun I see you have.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So tonight we're covering year 1 of Injustice.
Yeah. It's a big book, so I'm not going to continue to flaunt it and show off to you guys. But yeah, there you go.
Yes, we're covering year 1 of technically 5. There's 5 years total.
Okay. The first year feels like one of the longest because it takes up a third of the book.
Well, there's only 3 in that Omni. Like that's
right.
Yeah.
But then there's a second one for the last 2. Okay.
Not yet, but hopefully, surely there will be.
Hopefully there will be.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to talk about that yet. Let's focus on year 1. Let's go back to that positive, that real positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the entire concept of Injustice, I think, is something that's kind of amazing. It's amazing that it worked on so many levels. I mean, for one thing, the editors or the head honchos at DC at the time came to Tom Taylor and asked him to write a story for his favorite character. His all-time favorite character is Superman. He loves Superman.
Okay.
And I want to talk about his forward a little bit too, because his forward had me concerned before I actually read his book.
Really?
Yeah, he writes an introduction at the beginning of the book, and it had me
really
concerned for the quality of the story that I was going to read.
Yeah.
And essentially, in the forward, he talks about how he was chosen, or he was given the task of telling the story. He was super hyped to write for Superman, but then he realized what the twist was. He's going to have to write Superman being this tyrannical dictator.
Right. Honestly enough, and this is going to sound funny. It's going to sound like we're biased, but bias be damned. Some of my favorite Superman stories are when he is in that position of tyranny, when he's in that madman power set mode. What was the recent full name of the one that we just did? Red Sun.
Yep.
Yeah, Red fucking Sun was great. That was by far one of my favorite Superman stories, which is so ironic because that's what we're doing tonight.
That is true. And then just for the you guys, I am aware there are other great Superman stories where he doesn't go for
right. Yeah.
Just like All-Star Superman, Superman.
Death of Superman was a really good one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
But about the forward though, he was writing it and he was like, he was very concerned about writing this because Superman is his favorite character, Tom Taylor's,
of course,
and he was really concerned because, I mean, he's like, this is breaking my own heart here. And then the thing that had me concerned really though was his take on Batman.
There it is.
Yeah, and it's
I had a feeling it was getting here.
Well, because this has been an ongoing thing, and I think it always will be. If you're a super hardcore Batman fan, then your views on Superman may be a little bit skewed, and vice versa. So Tom Taylor, he says here that he always thought he was like, everybody always wants to write for Batman, but cynicism is easy. Writing that kind of angst is easy. But writing the bright, hopeful, type of morale that Superman has is a little bit more challenging. And I was like, I'm not a writer, but I read a lot. And I fully disagree with that
Yeah,
interpretation.
no, that rubbed me wrong too.
Yeah, and so that's why I was really nervous.
Of course,
reading the book, I was like, I just spent fucking however much money on this book, and now I'm not even gonna like it. But I started reading it, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that Mr. Taylor seemingly put aside whatever kind of biases or maybe even misconceptions he had, and instead delivered an incredible story. And he did exactly what he said he was going to do in the forward, which was write a compelling story. He gets to play in his own little universe, essentially. And on top of that, he gets to write Superman so that it's not just one act that causes him to snap. It's a gradual turn, and that really makes it so enjoyable.
Yeah, no, that definitely is, man. You ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I never got to, what were your initial thoughts on the book?
So yeah, brother. I gotta say, this has been such a fun read, dude. It really has. A lot of DC's writing definitely rises to the top of like some of my favorite graphic novels and/or comic book stories to read. There are some heavy hitters out there with any of the publishing companies, but a lot of the DC ones are fun to read, mainly because each one feels different. You know, each one, no matter like what you're doing, feels different. Like if I read Tom King's Batman run, for instance, great example, because that has such a pivotal tonal difference. Yeah. You get a very emotional, very like well thought out, dynamic story where it's very complex with each character and each direction that the character is taking, which is actually pretty original, which is impressive for these guys that have been in Batman, canon for so daggone long. You read about, Superman Red Sun, and that's a whole nother creative take on Superman. And I love how distinct the tone of each of these graphic novels is. And that stands far beyond just DC, and that goes into Marvel and everything here. I adore the tone of this book either as much as or more than some of those others we've reviewed in the past. Mm-hmm. The tone of this book, for one, makes it so fucking easy to read. The pacing on it is so daggum appreciable because they don't sit and stew on a lot of stuff. They hit the ground running. And another thing, just real quick, talking about like the writing style is always fun and whatnot, but I have to take a step back outside and talk about the history of this idea. This came from a fucking video game.
Yes.
Which is great. Some of the best comics, or some of the most notable comics in history have come from some other concept that's barely related, like Secret Wars and the, desire to produce more toys. So make a story using all of them in one big conundrum. I love that this is a story where the general idea came from, okay, that's a fun video game. That's selling really well. Let's put that to pages. And I love this. Versa. It was vice versa. This came first.
Yeah, what the NetherRealms had the idea they wanted to make the video game with DC. And then that's when they went to Tom Taylor and said, hey, January produce issue 1, and April the game comes out in 2013.
Okay. Yeah. So in other words, which one came first?
The comic came out first in January, then the game came out in April of 2013.
Okay, so correction on my words then. It wasn't an idea concocted from the success of a video game. It was a well-marketed idea, streamlined from both, this video game company, this comic book company coming together and saying, hey, fuck yeah, let's do this.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. And I played the game too. So I was familiar with the beginning of the story. However, this year one, and of course the entire omnibus that we're going to be talking about tonight, goes so much more in depth. It is so worthy of your time to read. It is dripping with hilarity, with great action, with great daggum monologues, dude. We can't not talk about some of that shit tonight. Some brain blasting whoa moments.
Some of it's heartbreaking.
It is. There's a lot of heartbreak in the story too, and like you were talking about earlier, tying that back into the mood, the theme of the story, if you will. It is that fun story of the gradual darkening of such a pure source of light, which is Superman.
Right.
And that's always, I'm being very biased right now. I find that always to be kind of fun to dive into and to just kind of like pull apart, like, okay, you're this hopeful guy. What happens when all this dark stuff happens to you? But yeah, man, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Yeah. I do also want to know really quick because you brought up a really good point about like the whole video game of it all.
Yeah.
And it was very well constructed, like you said, because first of all, can you believe that this, like the Injustice series as a whole, for a long time, I think maybe for some years, it was just digital. You could only read it digitally. It wasn't in print in any form.
Okay, that might be why I thought. I did not know that. That might be why I thought that the book was only available, or no, that the story was originally a video games concept and then eventually a books concept.
Right.
But that's weird. Why do you think they did that?
Because, well, for one thing, maybe they didn't want to confuse it with.
Okay, I was going to say, like, potentially test the waters. Like, is this going to be well received? Is it worth publishing?
That could be it, too. And also, it was just going to be a mini series. Like, he even says it was only going to be, I think, 15 to 16 issues. And then he's like, 150 issues later, we're wrapping up.
Multiply that by 10.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's wild, like, the success of it all. But it was really well planned out because the entire Injustice story is all a prequel to the video game.
Yeah.
Like all of it leads up to the video game. And so like in that regard, it was damn well marketed because if you read the story, especially before the game comes out or before it came out and you're like, this is incredible. What happens next? Oh, fuck, I got to play the game. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But, you know, of course, like just by the nature of it all, it was such a huge success. Obviously, it went on well after the game came out. So
right. And now, because we're no fools to the present day and what is already out there, Injustice 2, does that have anything to do with years 1 through 5?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I played Injustice 1 when I was dog sitting for a cool family, and it was the easiest damn job. You know, the dog went to sleep like 20 minutes in. And so I had a couple hours just like house sitting essentially at that point. And I played Injustice, and it was not a long game. I played it all in one night.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, this is kind of a fun game. Deathstroke was my go-to. Fuck yeah, I could rip someone apart. Superman, I don't care who you are.
You guys would never guess who my go-to was. I dare you.
Let's not even make the joke. We already know. Homies out there already know what's up. Come on. Look at this prejudice back here. If you couldn't tell, that's Batman. And if you couldn't tell, that's Batman. In the story where he beat up Superman. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's a coincidence.
It's not like you can see the cape back here just in full awesome action, you know?
Hell yeah. But yeah, so we can go ahead and we'll get into the story here. And we'll talk about, as usual, guys, unless you had another idea for the construct, we'll just talk about the broad strokes of it all. And
please, because it is a long story. There's a lot. There's favorite moments that we'll have to talk about.
Yes.
But let's do that. Yeah. We already know what we're saying.
All right. So the game. I'm still thinking about Injustice. The
game book.
Right, the game book. No.
Why is that not anyways?
The story does start off on a super happy note, and like you said earlier, Kevin, hits the ground running as far as the pacing goes because a few pages in is tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, it starts off the whole concept of Superman realizing that Lois is pregnant. There's 2 heartbeats coming from one body. So either Lois is extremely fucked up or she's pregnant. Or both.
Either Lois had a very strange lunch or she's pregnant. Yeah. It's unfair being someone around Superman. Like, how the fuck do you keep anything hidden? I don't know how Batman does it so daggone well. He hides stuff all the time from Clark.
Right.
It's just like, fuck you, Kal. I don't care what vision you're using. You ain't going to find out all my shit.
Right.
You know?
And it's very true.
Yeah.
And it's why I love Batman.
Yeah.
But no, he finds out that she's pregnant, and Batman is also in Metropolis. Lois has to go check out like a potential conspiracy going on, like the mayor, and so they both leave. But long story short, Batman, he's going to be the potential godfather, to the child. He reveals that. It is just so many heartwarming moments in this story,
which is really cool because canonically, there's been another moment when the Godfather token was given to Bruce Wayne. The first one that I knew about it was being Kingdom Come, which was fucking great because that was one of the few times Clark and Wonder Woman, the mother in that regard, different universe. That was actually like a surprise to Bat. Like he was just like, wait, fuck, what?
Yeah.
First off, this kid don't know what steak is, and you what?
Yeah. And but also here,
go listen to Kingdom Come, guys.
Yeah, we do a full review of Kingdom Come. But also in here, it catches Batman off guard when Superman tells him that he wants him to be the Godfather. And Batman kind of is taken aback a little bit.
Sounds about right, yeah.
But just hit the gas pedal here. So eventually what happens is Jimmy Olsen is killed right off the bat. Spoiler alert, by the way, guys. Fuck.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of spoiler alerts. Wow, yeah. I didn't even think about that, but it's like, oh, no. We drove through the wall. It's too late.
At least we got the spoiler right before anyone other than Jimmy Olsen died. But yeah, guys, so spoilers. You have to have at least read Injustice Year One if you don't want to be spoiled. All right,
so basically the entire episode tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But moving on though, Jimmy Olsen is killed. He's the first of many deaths in this book.
Yep.
Jimmy Olsen is killed, and Lois is kidnapped. And essentially, the Justice League, they all go looking for Lois. What we found out is that Batman finds Scarecrow. He's been Joker gassed to death. Boom, Scarecrow's dead.
I feel like I should have a marker board right here. Not the planning board, guys. I know you see that on the YouTube channel, but a marker board right here to tally deaths. Oh, we're up to 2 already.
And then
Roman numerals.
We're like maybe double digits in as far as pages go. Like it's not a lot.
Yeah, that's like first 20 pages.
Yeah,
we're not joking, guys, when we say that the pacing of this book hits the ground at a dead sprint.
Mm-hmm.
It is great.
Yes,
waste no time.
Joker and Harley have taken Lois somewhere offshore. They're not in Metropolis, and they're in a submarine. Eventually, they are able to find the submarine. They being the Justice League. Superman retrieves it, goes in, and he sees them looking like they're operating on Lois. Okay. But as soon as Superman enters the submarine, there's a gas that hits him. If you remember, I just said that Scarecrow was just killed, and some kryptonite was also taken from Star Labs. Mm-hmm. You can take a guess at what's going on here.
Kryptonite gas?
Kryptonite fear gas.
That's
damn.
That's like crafting level 5 of 5. That's like max level crafting ability. Yeah.
And what Superman sees is a raging doomsday, which that would be anyone's biggest fear, especially his.
Yeah.
It would have been really funny if it was Batman instead.
A Batman doomsday.
Right.
It's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that's the Devastator from the Dark Knight verse.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Another fun breakdown that we did not that long ago, actually.
Right.
Damn, listen to these callbacks. Go us.
What?
Fuck yeah. Quiet 5.
But so he ends up taking the Doomsday into outer space, and at this time, Batman is realizing what's going on. He tries to call Lynn Clark on their intercoms, and at this point, it's too late. But what makes it even worse is that the nuclear warhead from the sub is missing, and it's been placed somewhere in Metropolis. No one can find it, and on top of that, Joker reveals that the trigger or the detonator is attached to Lois's heart. So if she ceases to live, detonator Metropolis goes off. Yeah.
Which is funny, actually. I'm going to take a pause from the pages right here and go straight to the screen again. So in the video game, it's very different to the beginning because they're still in a city. All the events take place around a park. I remember there was a large statue or something like that, like a monument, where everything was cataclysmically coming together. And it was not a doomsday that Superman was taking up into space and trying to punch out and kill and stuff like that. It was a Joker that he thought he was taking up into space.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, see, no offense to NetherRealm Studios, but
sure.
they make amazing fighting games. By the way,
yeah.
If you guys ever play any of the Mortal Kombat, they're awesome.
Yeah.
The stories are always shit. Just putting that out there. They're ridiculous. The stories are there is no story in Mortal Kombat, and I love Mortal Kombat.
Right. It's fun because how the fuck do you say that all the horror movie characters and Alien and Terminator are part of your story now? How do you do that? Anyways, I'm just poking fun now.
I mean, I know the game was made as a parody in the first place, so it's not supposed to make any sense.
Right.
But
as a parody, you do Street Fighter.
Yeah. But
check your facts.
The interesting thing here, though, is that with that little factoid, that says a couple things. That says that Superman was ready to kill the Joker before any kind of
right. That definitely decanonizes the whole personality and the morality of Superman. That was fun to say, but yeah, that's very different. Obviously, guys, and this is going to probably just be his standing thesis statement throughout the night. I loved the fighting game in and of itself because it's fun. Every now and then you need a little punch kick combo, but this story, the pages, is so much better. This is so much more lucrative if you're going into something for the story. Yeah.
But what we get here is that in the moment that Superman takes Doomsday into outer space. Heavy quotations for those listening.
I'm sorry if you couldn't hear the quotations. He said it pretty profoundly.
In that moment, Superman realizes what he's done, and he is looking at shock and horror as he realizes it's Lois's body floating in space, not Doomsday. Yeah. Shit must be pretty tragic, pretty graphic.
Yeah.
And at the same time, of course, Joker says boom, and Metropolis is eviscerated.
Yeah, there is no more Metropolis.
No.
Yeah. Like literally in the book, they say, oh no, Metropolis is gone. The city is no mas. Expired.
Yeah.
It was returned to cinder.
Joker basically said, ta-da, it's gone.
The best magic trick.
Where did it go, Superman? Where's Metropolis?
Is Binding here? Superman checks. No, it's not.
It's not there. It's not there, Joker. Oh shit! But,
fucking great.
Yes. And like you said, Kevin, this is so early in the story where all this transpires, and as a reader, you just like, oh shit, and it's like. Even though most people, I feel, knew what was going to happen here because the premise of the game had already leaked, the story's been a few years old now, and so.
Right.
But even still, it was so shocking to read it and the fashion in which it happened because it was a genuinely good plan, you know, from the Joker.
So that was the end of chapter 1. That was basically everything there. By the end of chapter 1, the last thing that we see is basically the scene that I described in the video game, which was everyone meeting together, everyone realizing, oh, fuck, this was Joker's ultimate goal. This was his plan. And now everyone's together to see the bomb go off, to see Superman, like, well, no, they don't see him because his ass is in space. Ain't no one seeing him. But you get my point.
So shit's unfortunate right now.
Yeah. So let's recap.
Yes.
Superman, Prego Lois, Batman, Godfather status, very cool, very awesome. No more Lois. No more baby. No more Metropolis. Everything was taken from this man.
Yeah.
I'm laughing about it. It's tragic, but I get dark humor.
Yeah, I mean, everything's just fucking gone. And also something of extreme importance, of the utmost importance.
What's that?
Harley Quinn named Submarine Gunter.
Very true. Yep.
Harley has some amazing shit in this book, man.
She really does. So many characters have amazing shit.
You're right.
Actually, let's take a step back real quick. And we're going to talk about that with evidence in a few minutes here. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. But this book is so fucking dadgum fun to read because it is not just a Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman story. It's not just the big three.
Right.
We see action and worthwhile material come from all sorts of names that I feel like don't get enough attention. You know,
agreed.
I mean, Harley Quinn gets a whole buttload of attention. Let's face it; she's almost a big fourth at this point. Fuck it. But I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of examples. But guys, it is just so good.
And here's like just to testify to what Kevin's saying here.
Yeah.
Jumping way ahead here, but for year 2, there's a main character who's not even in it for most of it, and you don't even realize it until you get to the end. And you're like,
I like writing like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about year 2 yet.
We're not. Yeah,
we'll give you that a bit later. But
in 2 weeks to be exact.
Well, I was going to say that as a surprise, but never mind. So because of everything being postponed, all of the entertainment media and movies and shit that we would normally review, it gives us a lot more time to read. So in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll be getting our year 2 breakdown of the same omnibus.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! The homie said it. It's happening.
Yes.
Yep.
But
anyways,
that does really go to say though that Tom Taylor, he has such a profound love and understanding of the characters, and that's a long-time reader. I couldn't appreciate that anymore.
So let me ask you then, real quick, my fellow homie, because earlier you had confessed to some worries, some anxieties regarding his forward and what that potentially meant for the story, especially for the beloved Batman. I love my job, but how about at this point? We just finished chapter 1. We're beginning chapter 2.
So I mean, at this point, a lot of my fears had been quietly settling down.
Okay.
Because what
you're getting less tense.
Right.
You're settling in some.
My butthole was less puckered.
Damn it! No imagery. Come on. We talked about this.
It was. I was put at ease because a lot of the stuff that Batman had felt like Batman.
Dude, it really does. Yeah.
And so, I mean, because one common complaint that people have about Tom King's writing style is, does he even know who Batman is? Like, this is the most emotional Batman I've ever seen. Like, he's the most illogical really Batman. Yeah. And so, but that's another thing. When Tom King is on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. But
yeah.
Anyways,
we'll have to have a Tom King breakdown later.
You're right.
That'd be a fun episode.
Yeah. But as far as Tom Taylor goes here with Batman, despite all the things he said that had me worried as a fan, I was pleasantly surprised at his writing style for Batman. I mean, he quickly established him as Clark's best friend.
Good.
Shows us why Batman takes a leadership position very early on in the search for Lois.
Exactly what he would do.
Yeah. Batman quickly deduces that Lois is pregnant, before Clark even says anything. Like,
yep.
You're grinning like an idiot.
You're grinning like an idiot. Yep.
It was great. But no, so thankfully, I was put at ease from that.
Good.
All
right,
hit the gas pedal here though. So, Joker's killed.
Yeah, Superman ain't having this shit.
Yeah.
So, like I was mentioning earlier, guys, in the game that there was like an issue where they played with his morality way too quickly. In the main story here, back to the pages, Superman, he catches some feelings. He's upset as fuck. He's upset as fuck. That is such a strange sentence. But yeah.
Oh, you big man, huh?
Yep. Again, I love this job. But no. So he retaliates, in other words, and Joker is eviscerated. He is no longer on the face of this planet, and there is little to no question about whether or not he is alive. But anyways, that was his emotional reaction.
Can you imagine a paramedic coming in like, we need to check his pulse.
Oh, God. They hook it to what's left.
All right. Time of death.
20 minutes ago. Check the clock.
Oh, shit.
Anyways.
One of the funniest memes I saw when this first came out was Superman had his hand through Joker's chest. I mean, fucking like reverse xenomorph chest burst.
Yeah, it actually just opened to the page right here. Yeah,
and like it's so fucking gruesome.
Great.
Yeah. And Batman's face, like
by the book.
Yeah. Like the meme shows the entire panel of Joker being killed, and then the second caption shows Batman's face, and it says, "Motherfucker just killed my job."
Bro, that's like 70% of my work.
Oh shit!
No, oh my gosh!
I thought it was a funny meme.
It's great, dark humor. Woo!
But I do want to talk about this for a second here. So,
what's on your mind?
I love the duality of it because there's what Superman says and what I like to think I perceive to be the truth.
Okay, interesting. I like this. I like this opinionation here.
Yeah,
that's a word. What's up?
So later on, of course, Superman says that he killed Joker because it needed to be done. He's a madman who's killed, millions of people at this point. He shouldn't have been allowed to live this long.
So he brings up logical concepts.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, which is very true.
It is very true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
However, while all that is true, I think that this isn't a hot take. I think that a lot of people may feel this way.
Sure.
That's not why Superman killed Joker, though.
No, that's justification.
Yes.
That's not reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally you. Okay, actually, there's a great concept, and this is one of my favorite moments, so it is justified to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me I'm slowing down the show.
The homies know what's up.
Fuck yeah. This isn't our first ride. Come on. Oh, by the way, if it is your first time listening, hi, welcome to the show.
Oh, what up?
What up? But, so, one of my favorite moments in this book is how Batman and Superman later on are having a revealing heart-to-heart combat session in the Batcave. And Batman was telling Clark, like, look, I know why you came to me and told me about all this. You came to me in hopes that I would talk your ass out of this. And that's where this conversation is stemming from, where it's like, look, Batman, Joker is this, Joker's that. He's maniacal. He's a murderer. He's genocidal. He's going to kill many more people had he lived. And Batman's like, no. You're telling me all this because you want me to convince you that you're wrong. Yeah. You want me to bring you back to the light.
Yeah, I think at one point, though, he even says, you're telling me this because you think that I'm the only one who can stop you.
Yep, which is so fucking true. Yeah. And it is so fucking true. Oh, wow. That Superman would understand that he would even fear that. And especially in this position, and there's no spoilers, of course, at this point, that Superman, we already talked about how he's becoming more of a tyrant, how he's kind of regaining that mentality here where he's going to be like, no, fuck it, I'm going to control everything. Mm-hmm. That would come into play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Superman would know that Batman is his number one foe. He's the other side of the chess table.
Yes.
But that's one of my favorite moments, kind of talking about what you're saying, where it's like, no, you're justifying your actions. In the moments, we know the reason you killed him is because he tricked you to kill her.
Yeah.
And we all know that.
It's because he took everything from you.
Yeah. It just matters whether or not you have enough clarity to understand that yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it like this, guys. If you look at Superman in any other continuity, this Superman is no different until we get to this point.
Yep.
And so looking at Superman as a whole, it's like Brainiac, Darkseid, hell, Zod, Lex Luthor. All of these people have killed a lot of people. All of them are psychopaths.
They are. And Lex is one of the most fascinating ones because he doesn't think he's done any wrong.
Yeah.
But anyways.
My point here is that Superman doesn't straight up murder them at any time.
Nope.
He not on one of them.
Yep.
He lets them live. So what makes Joker different is the fact that Joker took everything from Superman.
Yeah.
And Superman reacts emotionally. By the way, Joker's the next step.
I was just actually doing that. Did you catch me over here doing it? Yeah. Like I got a thing to write, and I got a piece of paper over here where I can take tally. We're up to 3 now.
Well, did you count the 13 million in Metropolis?
I don't have enough space on this paper for that many tally, so I'm just gonna write 13 mil up here in top.
Oh man. But no, that's just an interesting concept, and there's also a little bit of Under the Red Hood vibe I get from this too, because that's the difference. Like, you guys remember Under the Red Hood, what Batman says to Jason at the end? You don't get it, Jason. I don't do it because it'd be too damn easy. If I start with the Joker, then what's next? Two-Face, Penguin, Scarecrow, and it just snowballs. And what do we see happen here?
Literally the same thing on a much smaller scale. The tyrant Batman controlling and dictating Gotham.
Well, no, I mean, like, Batman, he doesn't kill Joker, is what he's saying. Because if he killed Joker, that would be the result. Superman gives in to that same urge because just like Batman, someone was taken from him. But we see Superman in this role killing the Joker, and then he justifies it when he does it again and again and again. And it's snowballs.
Well, no, exactly. But that's what I'm saying is that in Batman's, in his reasoning, whenever he told Red Hood, hey, no, fuck that, I'm not going to kill him because where would it stop? That's what would eventually happen. He would become the tyrant. Whereas Superman is like, no, I'm hitting the gas pedal. I'm justifying this one, and guess what? It happened again here, and fuck this guy. I'm going to kill him too.
Right.
Calabessa? Calabeth?
Oh, Calabec.
Calabec, thank you.
Calibog. Yeah, the son of Darkseid. I don't think Darkseid gives a fuck, but still.
He really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He's like the ugly stepchild almost. But yeah.
But no, and that is a great point. It really does ring true to a lot of the elements in this book.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna actually put down one for good old Callie there.
Yeah. He's not dead yet, but he may be the next one, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So.
But yeah, so we do see that Superman, he calls for a worldwide ceasefire. So any kind of war or like political struggle needs to stop here and now. This was made. I do believe this was done with good intentions, but with you're not thinking clearly.
You did not carry it through the right way.
Yeah.
No.
One thing also to make note of here is that this story, it isn't like, say, Civil War I, where you have one ideology versus another, and then you as the reader have to decide who do you think is right. No, this is something where we see a slow descent into a tragic tyrannical madness.
Yep.
So they're not the same. They start off maybe similar, but then there's a slow digression.
Right. It is a similar theme. However, this one, there is no duality to play with there.
Right,
Instead, it is showcasing the eventuality of the one. It is showcasing what happens when you take that first life and how you eventually do become that tyrant. How you eventually basically Walter White yourself into justifying all your actions.
Right.
Yeah. I made that a verb.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Watch Breaking Bad.
But no, we do get the worldwide ceasefire, and that's kind of like the big thing that really happens here is he is using his all-powerful self to
He's using his godhood.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what he's doing here.
Because who's going to say no to that? Like, oh, Superman told me to stop firing my gun. I don't care. Fires the gun. Superman's there to catch the bullet and break your gun.
Yes.
And maybe your nose if you're lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
If that's all he breaks.
Yeah.
Something else, though, that happens here that is a really fun concept that kind of brings us up from some of the darker themes is Harley Quinn and Oliver Queen. Oh, that was almost hard to say.
Oliver Hardy. No, fuck. Wait. Oliver Queen and Harley Quinn.
There you go.
I had to think about it. Wow, that was the old comedian I brought up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's a classic right there.
It's a Georgian classic.
Yep. Ooh wee. That's great.
Yeah.
Oliver Queen, Harley Quinn. That is kind of a tongue twister. Homies, practice that 5 times for yourself. Anywho.
Yeah, their entire relationship is great. I love it.
It's so fucking good. Why did the arrow cave? That's so stupid. Why didn't you call it the quiver? That's actually much better.
Right.
His secret hideout calls it the arrow cave, but then Harley comes in. There's like, bitch, why don't you call this the quiver?
Like the Bat Cave makes sense. Bats live in a cave, but arrows don't live in a cave.
I love it.
And like he has so much fun, you can tell. And like I love like even the fight that they have in their first meeting. She tries to shoot a gun at Oliver, and he blocks the barrel with an arrow. And she's like, "Oh, that was fucking amazing! Do that shit again."
So it reminds me to one of the comments I made to you off mic whenever I was first reading this, because guys, of course, we accidentally podcast when the mics are off too. I would just go ahead and break that bad news to you now. But I was, off mic podcasting to Q, in other words, talking, and I was telling you, we were talking about how it's like, dude, I love how most super people get along until their desire and their goal comes into play. Right. Like if you put most of these super people in a room and derived them of that, they would get along. Like there's a couple pages, a few more panels and moments here later where Oliver Queen, Harley Quinn, and Black Canary are all standing together and they're having a conversation like chumps, like great times. Like, I told him to call it the quiver. Black Canary back to Harley Quinn. Oh, that's much better, actually. That's a good idea. It's like, it's not dumb. It's the arrow kid. I love this comedy. It was so hard.
Great. Yeah. I mean, it really was. I mean, like literally, I'm having a hard time thinking of any characters that weren't well written.
Right? Same here.
Everybody
as far as I know of at this point, yeah. Because of course we haven't finished the book, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
At this point, I got faith in it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But that's the thing. No character is one-sided.
No.
Even in this joking moment, just moments later, Harley Quinn has a very emotional reveal to Oliver Queen, and it's like, oh, wow, this is well done. This is some cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that if you want to, just a little bit.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Please, yeah. I mean, basically, they both have something in relation there where it's like Harley Quinn is talking about have you ever loved someone who's just been so bad for you and you knew they were bad for you, but you loved them anyways? And that's a very touching moment in when Oliver and Harley really connect, because it's like, wow,
that's been most of my past relationships. That's
been 3 of my last 4 relationships. And of course, the one being Black Canary being the good one, but yeah.
And even that one sometimes. Oof.
Yeah, on and off.
Yeah, but here they're full on together, and like they're like. Here's the thing, also, like a lot of times when the romance is written in comics, it's kind of eye rolling. Hate to say it, but yeah, summertime king shit with the bat and the cat, which I hate that terminology. It's kind of cringe sometimes to me, and sometimes it's super well written. But here with Dina and Oliver, like their relationship, their romance, their love feels so organic and so real that there is no stomach churning panels that you read from them.
Right.
Like you feel like you can relate and connect.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
And that really is the ultimate terminology there. It feels like you can relate.
Yeah.
It feels real. And that's some of the best writing I like in my fiction.
Yes.
If you could put nonfiction prompts and ideas and principles into your fiction writing, ground that shit, you're winning.
Right.
Yeah. But okay. We've stewed on that for a long time. We got a lot more to go.
We do.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and fast forward to the Aquaman stuff.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yes. So I don't have a lot of I don't think I have any heavy black marks for this book in terms of what I didn't like, but this is maybe a gray mark because I don't buy Aquaman losing his shit so quickly. And don't get me wrong, like as things progress, you definitely can relate to and understand Arthur's plight. But in the beginning, how things start, it's like I feel like he just took things to a whole nother level to begin with.
Yeah, I would have liked at least something to help us understand that this has been a plight he's been dealing with for a long time.
Yeah.
Which, if you put content into the material, which reminding homies and ladies and gentlemen all across everywhere out there, that's a dangerous game to play. That's where you're changing the intent of the story, and that's when you're potentially just rewriting the story just to fit what you want it to fit.
Yes.
But if we were to do that and permit ourselves such a grievance, I wouldn't have minded just a couple panels of Arthur confessing to us, to the audience, to the readers that, hey, look, this has been some bullshit that the oceans had to deal with for a long time. Yeah. We're 70% of the planet, but you guys are 100% of my problems.
Yes.
Yeah. And that would have been great.
That would have been great.
But what we do get, however, is it's cool, but you're right. It's Arthur having anger management issues, and he didn't go to class. And he said, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Just immediate rage.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes the story go along. I like that. And it's keeping with the pace. But sometimes that's kind of the problem with high pacing and fast pace is that wait. We could have used some detail back here. I think you missed a turn, brother.
I will say this though,
please.
And this is kind of from more of a meta standpoint, and that is like the first 15 issues were written in 15 weeks. Tom Taylor had to turn in an issue a week. Same thing with the artists, man. Like they had to turn in an issue a week.
That's
insane. But if you think about it, the comic started in January, game came out in April. DC's like, you got to make this shit happen. You got to make it. Like we were on a very strict timetable. So, yeah,
wow,
it's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, what we have, like the Omni, is like we are extremely lucky to have it because the art is way better in the Omni than what it was when it first came out. A lot of the artists had to go back and touch up their art. I mean, it literally, guys, like Kevin, if you are in the homies, just Google buck teeth Batman. It's
Wait, no. Please keep talking. I'm just gonna
Yes.
look this up myself, guys. Okay,
Buck,
I can't not look up that.
Buck teeth Batman is from Injustice, and is Batman, kind of exclaiming something, and like his facial expression and his teeth are way too big for his mouth. It's a hideous looking Batman. And it was because the artist didn't have time to go through and really touch up his art and finish his art. But later on, thankfully, he was able to, and they were able to, kind of rectify that. So if you guys read a lot of this stuff early on, it's not because the artist was bad. It's because they didn't have time to do like their best work all the time. So I just want to bring that up.
Is this the image right here you're talking about? That one right there?
Yes, that's the one.
I don't know if you homies are going to be able to see that on the video. I'm going to do my damnedest to show you. Zoom in on that. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I held it up, but I tried. That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah,
looks like he could chew through a log with that thing. Anyways,
but with I think with all the print versions. So if you have a trade paperback, hardcover, or Omni, then all the art is touched up. All the art is significantly better.
I mean, because the art in this book is fascinating.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it changes styles from chapter to chapter, but each style looks great.
It does.
Yeah,
it really does. Really quick shout out to Jeremy Rapak, Bruno Redondo, Mike S. Miller, and Tom Derenick. Those were the primary artists that worked on this. But no, so moving on here with Aquaman stuff. So essentially, guys, what happens is there's this fishing boat that is like killing. I think it's like a killer whale or a giant whale.
Yeah, they're like they're
fishermen of sorts.
No, they are fishermen, but they're also like hunting whales, and they might be doing it. They're poaching, I think.
Yeah, I kind of get that vibe.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not. I'm actually unfamiliar with that, so I don't know. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I don't know. I don't know if whales are endangered.
Maybe certain kinds.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll have to look that up later just so I can know. But
I do wonder what like the equivalency is. Would it be like if an Atlantean came up the shore, shot somebody's dog, and drug it down to the ocean? Like, what if the Atlantean just came to surface, killed elephants, and like, oh yeah, this would be great.
I think it depends which country it landed in. For the dogs,
right?
If it was in America, oh gosh, especially the South, oh gosh, oof. But I don't know, man. That would be fucked up.
Yeah. I was trying to relate to Arthur.
Right. Yeah. Trying to think of. I think if they jumped up and did that to penguins, I think people would be pissed. Like, wait, what? Why'd you do that, Arthur? What did the penguin do to you? Anyways. Yeah.
But no, so he starts bringing down this ship, and seemingly with the intent, if not with the intent to kill, with the intent to, I don't give a fuck what happens to you. But he's bringing the ship down. He's destroying it. And signal is sent out to the Justice League that there is like a naval ship or some kind of ship that's in trouble. Yeah. They go out to help, and they're like, we call for a world ceasefire. Who's doing this? They see it's Arthur. They exchange words and try to, calm down the situation. Things got out of hand.
Going back to my thought previously, just real quick. If they had a panel of Arthur hearing the news about the ceasefire and reacting negatively towards it, I would have understood this outrage faster. That would have made a lot more sense to me. Had he been like, how dare you try to tell me how to run my ocean? You don't get to say ceasefire. If I want to attack something,
which is very true.
Yeah.
I would want to say this. Aquaman here is he has a very heavy Namor vibe to him. That pompous, kingly, I rule the ocean. You don't get to tell me what to do type of mentality. Yeah.
Sometimes royalty be like that.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
I mean, T'Challa never said that. He owns his own country.
No, T'Challa just made sure people understood. We don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
Still one of my favorite moments.
But no, so a fight does break out. By the way, did you want to talk to any about the Clark and Bruce scene going on here before Superman shows up? because those two are having words with one another.
I was about to say, is this the moment I was discussing earlier? I was trying to remember where that fell in the overall story.
No, that was more towards, that was before the bat gets broken.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. I know that there's a cool moment Batman has with the president. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I think, I forget exactly where it is.
You said it was before the Atlantean stuff?
Yep, right before the Atlantean stuff. And it's kind of intercut with it. It's the scene where we get Damian and Dick training together.
Yeah, I'm actually no, it's not coming up over here. Not before the Atlantean stuff, because I'm seeing the Atlantean stuff now. Oh, okay, it's right after. It's like during even.
Yeah, it's like it should be intercut.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is actually the moment I was talking about earlier, guys, where Batman's like, "Nah, bitch, you came to me to." Wait, is that this moment?
That's close to the end. That's before the bat gets broken. Yeah. But
Yeah.
here, this is when they're talking about like why didn't you stop him? And they have a pretty heated exchange,
which is a logical discussion to have. I appreciate that they put that in the book. I had clearly forgotten about that particular one. But you're right, that is something that in real life you would want to talk about, especially if you had the clarity to understand, like,
with your best friend.
You've encountered this man, the Joker, so many times. Why didn't you stop him? You could have stopped all of this from happening. This is on you. And the Batman's like, no, you're the one who pulled the trigger.
Right.
You're the one who reacted to him. And now you're trying to justify your reaction.
I wonder if Superman never took a second to sit back and think, I'm doing exactly what Joker wanted. Joker is winning.
I'm sure he understood that. To one degree or another, eventually, he must have understood that.
Yeah.
And that's why he's calling on others to help him, either on Batman to try to ground him, on the Flash to help him, to plan out better, to say, hey, I'm doing this with a team. Hope you hear the quotes there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah.
But no, those two do have a pretty heated conversation while this stuff with Aquaman and the rest of the league is going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially Batman and Superman are discussing why, like I said, Batman never quote unquote stopped the Joker. We know what he means by stop. Why he never killed the Joker.
Right.
And Batman's like, I had the same fucking conversation with Jason, man. I'm not having it with you.
I know, right? Go read that book.
Right. But no, he things do get heated, and then he also tells Bruce that just because your parents died doesn't give you an excuse to not be one, and that was kind of a triggering moment for Batman.
Yeah. Batman swung and smacked the piss out of Superman, but this wasn't the fighting game.
No.
This wasn't where his punches just can do something because it needs to. This was Batman broke his hand on Superman's face.
Yeah,
his jawline was just like, Bruce, I heard your fingers. You just broke a few of them. Yeah.
And
that's great.
Yeah. But no, during this moment, this when Superman leaves to go to the whole Aquaman situation, because Aquaman at this point has summoned the fucking Kraken. And I mean, Aquaman,
it really is unfair.
He started at a 9 and went up to like a 17.
You guys don't understand. Aquaman was on like some Bloodborne Dark Souls level difficulty. He was just like, nah, you came and stepped up to me. We got you right here, Yeah.
And in a weird kind of way, I'm really happy that Superman didn't outright kill the Kraken. I was like, don't kill the Kraken.
Right.
It's the Kraken.
Yeah, come on.
But no, Superman does like fly through one of his tentacles. Yep. And
he's not having a hentai.
Yeah. And he also realizes that Bruce has been giving Arthur, trying to tell him to calm down and to back off. Superman views this as like a kind of a betrayal from his friend.
Yeah. He looks at this in a very strange way. This is actually one of the first evidences, guys, and I do remember this. Yeah. This is one of the first evidences that showcases Superman actually having a desire to control everything. Right. He lost control. He felt his control taken from him when Joker successfully, in one fell swoop of a chess game, steal both his city and his woman from him, and his daggone child, all three things. So now, psychologically speaking, Superman here this is the first evidence of him saying, "Wait, he did what behind my back? Okay, I can't trust that. I want to be in on it. I want to be in control of it."
Mhm.
And it's, again, guys, some of my best experiences with Superman writing comes from him turning to that dark side, that tyrannical madman side. This is the beginning of that turning point.
Yes.
This is, this is his Walter White shaving his head.
Yeah, it kind of is. And so things definitely escalate. Because he's not backing down. He's like, you have no say over what I do with my kingdom, which is true. Like, you can't tell this man what to do.
Yeah, no, he's a monarch of a different region.
Right. I mean, like, people have said that, like, the ocean is like a whole different world. You should consider it as such.
Yeah.
Like, you have no say so.
Yeah. I mean, we call space. It's out there. It's their own thing. Sure, the ocean is on our world. But we don't understand enough about it,
right.
And in the comic books, they don't understand that much more about it.
Yeah.
Only the fish people that live in the
right,
like Mara and Daggum Aquaman.
Yeah. But what happens here is Superman. He tells, all right, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Shazam. I need you guys to help me with the project real quick. That's
a hell of a way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
They uplift the city of Atlantis and they keep it in a dome and they drop it off in the middle of the desert.
That's some bullshit.
That is some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
So now I don't think that this is like bad writing or anything like this. I think that this is actually really interesting and really cool. But at what point, Kevin, because this crossed my mind a few times throughout the book, at what point did you think that maybe in particular Flash or Shazam, in my mind, would be like, this is too fucked up?
Which is funny because in the video game story, they're two of the first people to waver in such a way. They're the first ones to show doubt on Superman Super Squad. Yes, that's a name.
You remember this way better than I do, by the way. I very vaguely remember the game.
What can I say? I don't know, man. But anyways, yeah. At this point, I would have appreciated one of them, maybe Barry, being like, "Wait a minute, brother. What are we doing? Why are we doing this to him? He's one of us."
Yeah,
something logical like that. Again, I kind of understand why it happened, but it nevertheless was really over the top.
Yeah.
It was overall kind of a funky feeling chapter in what is overall a great project.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think that this is kind of like, if this is maybe like the only really kind of clunky step in my opinion that year one has.
Yeah.
And it's just because maybe the story couldn't keep up with the pacing in this case. Because Aquaman kind of acts a little out of line in the beginning, and the Justice League just straight up moving Atlantis to the middle of the desert.
That's a dick move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And until Aquaman
that's
agrees.
Abusive parenting.
I mean, that's awful. Is what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it, like Joker held Metropolis in the palm of his hand, essentially, life or death.
Yeah.
And Superman has just effectively done the same thing with Atlantis.
Yep.
Which is pretty fucked up.
Those Atlanteans aren't going to forget that anytime soon. And it does cause a repentant author to come to Lois moments later, to panels later. No, I clearly didn't say that. Excuse me. I can't make that joke here. I can't say that. One woman on the shore somewhere and says, "Look, please tell him to put it back. I only ask, I'll support whatever you guys need, but I only ask that if he's going to lead this world, that he at least seeks my counsel."
Yeah.
Which is respectable, which is much more Arthur than it feels more Arthur at that point. It really does. He is a wise leader, such a dick move to take the city. Like,
it is.
Superman, come on, bro.
And like this entire moment, though, we're seeing some shit from Wonder Woman 2 that is uneasy.
She is gasoline to the fire.
She is.
She was too ready to flip the lid.
I mean, she was like, Lois is dead. Guess we're sliding in them DMs.
I know, right? Basically, she was just like, "Nah, bro, I'm taking your man now."
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. So Aquaman, he does relay that message to Wonder Woman. Hey, tell him to come seek my counsel when he's ready, and also tell him I'm sorry about Lois.
Yeah.
And she goes back to Superman, and Superman asks her, did he say anything? And Wonder Woman goes, she hesitates and goes, no. And
that's the thing. It is fucked up. First off, we've known Superman in other writings to be able to listen to someone's heartbeat change as they're attempting to lie.
Yeah.
So he can be wavering, but nevertheless a somewhat successful lie detector.
Yeah.
Literally. So
if I had to come to the book's defense, I would say, well, it's Wonder Woman. Why would he want to do that?
Of course. Yeah. But that's
but yeah, and that's I think that's maybe where that chapter ends. And the next chapter I think is the Nullarbor, which really kind of hits home on like a heart heavy kind of scenario.
Yeah.
The Nullarbor is 90 miles of straight road in Australia, and Flash loves to run this.
Yeah.
To just kind of think and run, but now he just wants to run. And we see why he just wants to clear his head. This was the chapter that honestly I thought that Barry was going to be like, enough is enough.
Yeah, like I was surprised that he still stuck around after this.
Yeah, same here.
But at the same time, one could argue, did he really go back to Superman's team full front at this point? Like at this point, was the seed of doubt not planted so daggone well that he was already the member who was quick to say, okay, nah, Supes, we got to stop this, bro. Like this, I mean, because he does a very powerful revelation. Who funded the super person against Superman? Who put the suit on him and everything?
Oh, the name of the company?
Yeah. It was a company. It wasn't like Star Labs or something.
No, it was, I think just some Australian.
Okay. But yeah, they put this big old power suit on the kid. And
he was Galaxor. Yeah.
Such a dumb fucking name. But yeah, Superman puts him down in the dirt so fast. He's inexperienced.
And Wonder Woman,
yeah, they demolish this person. But then Batman tells Flash, hey, go to this address here in Australia or whatever. He goes, he finds, and all of a sudden he realizes that person in the suit was a diehard fan of Superman, and he's just like...
And Flash.
And it's like, hey, so this is the guy you're supporting, the guy who decides to do things like this to our people.
Yeah.
And that's oh man,
it was hard originally, because like they go into pretty graphic detail about Flash's abilities and what he knew. He's like, I knew that kid was crippled before his pain receptors kicked in. I could hear his vertebrae crack and snap before he even knew what happened. And he's like, I think the thing that maybe haunts him the most is looking back at it in retrospect, because in retrospect he's probably thinking, I could have safely stopped him before Diana and Clark got to him. In retrospect, he's probably thinking that kid didn't have to be crippled like this. I could have, before Superman made it to him, I could have stripped the kid of the suit completely and put him in a cell. But that's not what happened here.
Yeah.
And instead, a kid, and by the way, we need to discuss why he did this in the first place, this Galaxor. He gets this superpower suit from this company. And there's a riot going on in Melbourne, Australia, because they don't want to be part of this whole kind of one world unity ceasefire program where they're being monitored and controlled by the supers.
Yeah.
So they're having this riot. Superman and Wonder Woman show up as well as the Flash to kind of disband the protest, and that's when this Galaxor kid shows up, and then they quickly just put his dick in the dirt.
Yeah.
It was that was the moment I thought for sure would be his turning point.
Yeah.
Heavy moment. It was very good writing, because like the Flash, Barry, he has always kind of been like that moral compass, like leading with your heart more so than anything.
And you gotta appreciate these small short stories within the grand story, which help develop characters so hard, because that's exactly what the purpose is. It developed the Flash's character, and it showed us the seed being planted, that big old seed of doubt, that seed that's eventually going to make him turncoat. Which, you're right, I could have taken it sooner. The story's good for what it is too, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So let's talk about some more sad stuff.
That's what people are going to take from this episode. They're going to bypass everything we've spoken about up to this moment. Let's talk about some more sad stuff. The homies love to talk about sad shit.
Let's talk about the Arkham ride and the death of a son.
Dude, yeah.
This broke my heart.
Yeah. This was heavy.
This was hard.
Yeah.
This and one other moment in particular were really, really hard.
Yeah.
So what we get now, just to make a long story short, is Batman realizes that Superman and the rest of the league are going to try to take all the inmates of Arkham and put them God knows where.
Right. To put them in his controlled facility, not a controlled facility. Because there's a big difference in Superman's mind.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, fuck you guys, because you guys have had them escape time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
I will take care of them.
Yeah.
Which in Superman's mind will probably more than less lead to just him killing them eventually.
Yeah. The difference is Superman
Fish in a barrel.
Yeah. Superman is going to imprison them, whereas regardless of what you think of the results, Arkham is technically a hospital.
Right. It's an asylum.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite literally. It is a mental health asylum.
Yes.
Yeah.
To treat the criminally insane.
Right.
But no, it was actually kind of weird because I felt kind of bad for Jarvis Chet, Mad Hatter, because like before he disappeared, she's like, no, please wait, I'm good, guys. Don't do this.
Right.
Like, he's legitimately worried for himself.
Right. Like he actually first time in a while shows some sanity.
Right.
Like, whoa, wait a minute, brother. I'm not in Wonderland anymore. Yeah. Okay, fuck this. Cup of tea won't fix this.
Yes. And also, for those of you homies out there who have always been in the camp of Damian is a little shit and I don't like him, you have permission to feel that way for this book.
I'm happy that you decided to bless the homies with your token of permission.
Yes. For this book only, though. Everywhere else, he's allowed to be a little piece of shit. All right, that's who he is. I love him for that. But here he's a piece of shit that
didn't need to be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but was a piece of shit.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's well written here. It's just
right.
God, I don't like him here. I do not like Damian in this book for all the right reasons. If that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense because Damian in this book is ultimately one of the fallacies in Batman's foundation. Mm-hmm. He is a little piece of shit that fucks things up so much, Yeah. Whether he understands it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we get here is Robin or Damian, he doesn't want to go with Batman and Nightwing to stop the Arkham breakout.
Right. In Damian's mind, he's like, what the fuck have we been doing? These guys have been giving you all this work time and time again because you won't kill them. I say we let Superman take them away. He's of Team Supes.
Right. He is.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, no, fuck that. And we get some. he says that. No, fuck that.
No, fuck that.
Yeah. But what we see is Nightwing going with Batman to Arkham.
Of course, Nightwing's always been in his corner, more or less.
Yeah, and like I love just the banter between the two because it's classic them.
Yeah, it showcases how long and how well they work together.
Right.
Yeah, which is so great. I love that camaraderie.
It is,
Yeah.
and like I think during my first reading of year one, it was during this moment. Like during this banter when they hit me, oh no, don't kill Nightwing. Don't fucking kill Nightwing.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we gave that alert long ago. If you guys are still here,
let's refresh it. I feel like sometimes, anyways.
But no, so they go to Arkham and Superman and his gang is there and Damian is also with them.
Yep.
And it is at this point where it's not being civil. I mean, you can say that, but it's not. Also, at the same time, Oliver Queen he's trying to drop off Harley Quinn at Arkham because he's like, well, this is where you need to be. But when he pulls up there, he realizes that, oh shit, like all the rest of the Justice League is here also.
Mm-hmm. Like again, this is one of those cataclysmic moments when wait, why is everyone meeting here?
Yeah.
Oh no, feels like the next chapter of the video game.
Right. Yeah. But he leaves Harley in the care of one of the I guess the workers there at Arkham. His name's like Steve or something, and And Harley's like, "Hey, Steve, how many times have you broken your nose?" Like, at least 3. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and she knocks him out, breaks his nose. That fucking mustache, man. That fake mustache.
She loves that fake mustache. A running gig, running gag of hers in the book. Yeah.
The fake mustache has a key in it that she can use to get free of situations,
which is pretty great.
It is, yeah. But what she does is that
his name's Kenneth.
Kenneth. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. And it's kind of funny because Green Arrow goes, "I left Harley with with one of the workers," and Nightwing says, "Oh, it wasn't Kenneth, was it?" Yeah.
I love how they all are just in the know. Like,
right.
Was it Kenneth? Fucking Kenneth. Harley takes him out every time.
Right.
She's gonna break his nose again. It's gonna be the 4th time now. Batman's gonna be like, it's gonna be the 4th time. Yeah.
But what Harley does is she opens the floodgates of all the doors to all the cells, and all the inmates get out, including one Solomon Grundy, who was born on a Monday.
Don't you dare! Don't you get started with your shit.
Back in my bullshit.
I will turn this episode around. So help me.
Fine. Jeez. He was christened on Tuesday. But so
you and your attitude. Anyways. Yeah.
Solomon Grundy looks gruesome in this, man. He's so huge and hulking, and he looks like a lot like the video game. I guess they all do. But he's just the most noticeable because of all the knives coming from his back.
Yeah.
He quickly grabs a hold of Damian, which was such a clever fake out because you're like, oh, Damian's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Like big dude versus small child, he's gonna be ripped apart.
Yeah, I mean, he has Damian's head is encased in Solomon Grundy's hand.
He is a golf ball in his hand.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck, Damian's gonna die.
Yeah.
They are able to free Damian, and they gruesomely take down Grundy because he regenerates, so it's okay.
Think about it like this. This is Grundy, okay? This little man here. Now, I'm not going to stab through my own hand, but if I were to stab through my own hand, that's Superman.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's Superman's go-to now. Just straight up.
Super.
Straight up non-consensual penetration of the worst kind. Homies, feel free to quote that news whenever you want.
I gotta go to bed. I'm done.
Straight up non-consensual penetration of the worst kind. That's a t-shirt.
No, we can't sell that. No, that is not a t-shirt. I'm saying no to that. That's like, oh gosh. All right, I gotta turn this episode around.
Damn it. But no, Batman ends up blowing off Grundy's head with a couple of well-placed detonators, and that takes Grundy down.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't already taken down from,
Yeah, right.
I don't know how you regen against that really well.
Right. But the next thing we get here is during this moment where the riot is continuing and all the league they're trying to corral all of the inmates who were set free by Harley, and Nightwing is telling he's kind of giving Damian a hard time, as he always does, and Damian he's been sick of Nightwing shit.
Yeah, so let me paraphrase what you're about to tell the homies with this. There's a short story kind of interplaced in the middle of this where it shows a training sequence.
It's right before Superman shows up.
Of Damian and Nightwing in the Batcave just having a classic sparring session one-on-one. But Damian is always the first to lose his temper of the Bat family. He's hot-headed. He's a child like that. So his reaction in the book that they use is that he throws one of the fighting batons to Nightwing. And in the training montage, Nightwing expertly blocks it. Ain't no problem. He's like, look, little bitch, you got to stop reacting like this. And it's this cool moment. Now we go back to this moment, what Q was about to say.
Yeah. At this moment, Damian says to Nightwing, just quit telling me what to do. And he throws another screamer at Nightwing. Nightwing is busy fighting. He's not paying attention to it, doesn't see it coming. He gets cracked in the back of the head with it. He falls down, hits his head on a rock, falls at a really bad angle.
So I've been slacking in the tally. That is now Solomon Grundy.
Well, he's not dead.
I mean,
because they said no, it's okay. He regenerates. Like you can do whatever you want.
Okay. But we do have Nightwing.
Nightwing. Nightwing, unfortunately, has joined the ranks of the Deceased, which was also written by Tom Taylor. The more you know.
The more you know. All right. Anyways,
this was a very sad and sombering moment.
Yeah, because a Robin should never kill another Robin.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. I don't care if he's ex-Robin Nightwing now. No. He's Bat Family.
Mm-hmm. And like, you gotta understand, Nightwing is one of the most beloved characters in DC Comics. Whew. This was heavy, man, and this was a hard moment.
It was. I mean, this is one of the first times that this is one of the earlier times that we see Batman emotionally react, where he is evoking this immediate, uncontrolled, just sadness, this reaction, like, oh wait, what did you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
Gets close to Nightwing's corpse, and Damian's right there beside him. Get off of him! And he just like shoves him away. Like that imagery alone speaks volumes, and that's graphic. That's exposing. That's sad.
It is, yeah. I mean, like, because you could definitely consider Nightwing or Dick Grayson to be, Bruce's first son. Like,
yeah,
and that makes it all the more tragic, Yeah, this was a tough one.
Yeah,
this was a tough one. But it is. After this, we'll go ahead and go back to the next kind of big thing that happens here.
Sure.
Because that was just such an unfortunate thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, so in the coming chapters, like we do get the scenes with Selena, who kind of is called upon by Superman to console Bruce in his time of need, and we do see a more vulnerable Bruce Wayne kind of breaking down to Selena about the death of his son, and she says something that's pretty poetic. Just for this one day, just don't be Batman. Just.
Yeah. I mean, we even see Alfred break down, dude. We see Alfred drunk and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to drown his sorrows in alcohol, man. Yeah. It's rough.
I mean, if Alfred's having a bad time, you're allowed to feel bad, brother.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, because that was Alfred's kid, too. Alfred felt like he lost a child.
Yeah. I mean, Alfred really is the father of all these people.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So that was just a really kind of rough, couple of pages or panels that we see the Bat family go through. Eventually, what were you gonna say?
No. Please keep going. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Okay. So eventually, we do see the president come to Batman asking for help, and Batman, which is funny. Think about that. I didn't think about what I wrote down. President asks Batman for help, but that's what happens. It's such a crazy sentence, though.
Now, Batman, we have a problem. We don't know how to do it. We don't know where to go from here. I supported Superman. And now, as much as I would like to say that was the right decision, the evidence seems to point to the opposite. I seem to have made a mistake in supporting Superman, and the country, your people, Batman, need your help. That's my politician speech. For some reason, I've been practicing it. It's very... I'm supposed to sound like I'm reading a teleprompter, but I'm not reading a teleprompter, Anyways, please.
Okay, now Batman, we need your help.
and your Q is great at his Trump impression. I personally like it. You were saying.
But yeah, just picturing Trump trying to ask Batman for help.
I'm picturing Batman wanting to sit down for that. Like,
I don't think that'd be a sit-down conversation.
No,
that's like
Batman be like, okay, nope, stop. I got it. I already knew it before you came in. Go home.
Oh,
wow, this is fun.
All right, okay. But Batman tells the president, okay, I'll let you help me essentially bring down Superman my way.
Talk about control issues. Right. Come on.
Yeah, President versus Batman. Who has the bigger control issues?
I mean, anyways.
But Batman does assemble a team, and the team is consisted of Black Canary, Green Arrow, Black Lightning, Huntress, Batwoman, Captain Atom, and one other secret member. Ooh. Yep. And that's the team that he assembles, which is So taking the secret member out of this, looking at Batman's team, you're like, you have a really great team.
Yeah.
Very few superpowers on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, with the exception of Captain Atom, like that is your
that's your power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of power.
Right.
Like, so thankfully you have him.
The only problem is with Captain Atom, as we'll talk about later, he's a very sensitive power. Mm-hmm. You cannot fuck with Captain Atom the wrong way, because if you do, it's your ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about what that means in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the team he assembles.
Yep.
The next thing we get here is Lex Luthor. He sends out a radio signal and he's rescued. In this continuity, Superman and Lex are really close buds and friends.
Yeah.
So we get the Lex Luthor rescued, and then we also get the Hulk girl kidnapping and swap out.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was really interesting. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. Also, I love how easy that was for the group to fall into Batman's hands. Like literally the swap out happens, and within 2 or 3 pages, the group is instantly arguing with each other. Mm-hmm. And the only one to call them out on it is Damian, who's chilling with them in the lookout tower.
Yeah, watchtower.
The watchtower. That's what I said.
Yep.
And he's just like, guys, you're all freaking idiots. This is exactly what he wanted you to do. This is why he let Hawkgirl go to come back up here. And they're just like, no, Lex is like, no, shut the fuck up. The kid's right. Yeah, yes. He's playing us.
That's it. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Avengers 1 when all the Avengers are arguing with one another, and then Fury's like, this is exactly what Loki wants us to do.
Yeah.
Like, we're playing into his hand, right? Batman is the Loki of the situation.
Yeah.
Because with one fell swoop, he had them going back and forth with one another.
I mean, he already did such a good job of creating the distanced Flash here, who's already kind of unplugging mentally from Superman's propaganda.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It's a great plan. It genuinely was. And I love the fucking tone of this moment in the book where it's like, okay, we got the 2 teams assembled. Superman's obviously in power right now because they're already controlling the world and trying to continue to police the world at this point. And Batman is the rebellion. But it's really a fight of the brains between Lex and his strategy versus Bats and his strategy. 2 of the greatest minds in DC.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
It reminds me of, I haven't finished this because I'm waiting for them to come out in the hardcover deluxe edition, but
of course,
Doomsday Clock. Yeah.
You can't see these down here, but there's a lot more. Oh, you can kind of see them. You see my hand. Yeah. Oh, and those over there.
But the Doomsday Clock story, I started reading it and then I stopped because I want to read it correctly. Like,
makes sense.
Full whole content.
Don't read incorrect.
Yeah, of course. But there's a very interesting moment that happens in Doomsday Clock where Ozymandias, he's dying of, I think, about cancer, and he and Rorschach, they go to another Earth, this Earth, or the main DC continuity.
Sure.
And Ozzy is like, okay, let's see, I've narrowed it down. I need to find the world's smartest man here, and I narrowed it down to these 2 people. The 2 people were Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor. And he goes, I need to go see the world's smartest man. And he goes, Rorschach, I'm gonna need you to go to the other one. And it was very telling because, I mean, those would be the 2 overall brightest
Rorschach
brains.
went to Batman, didn't he?
Yeah, Rorschach went to Batman.
How did I know that?
I don't know. Did I tell you?
No. No, we never talked about that book in such detail. Yeah. I see that being so much fun to write about.
Yeah.
Those 2 personalities in particular, because of such similarities. But we're not here talking about Doomsday Clock. Eventually, sure. Let's get back.
Yeah. I just thought it was a cool.
No, it really is. Yeah.
But yeah, so Hulk Girl, she is taken by Team Batman, and that does cause the argument. But then she shows up again.
Right.
And she's like, no, I'm fine, guys. He let me go. He wanted me to, and that's what caused the dissension. He wanted me to tell you guys to stop what you're doing.
Right. He wanted me to send you a message. And realistically, that could have been his goal the whole time, to just do a power play. Luckily, Batman's always thinking 3 steps ahead. Yeah. And Lex is trying to catch up at this point, who's also capable of thinking 3 steps ahead. But Batman made the first move.
Right.
Yeah. And a great move at that.
It was a great move, yeah. And that does cause a lot of the dissension. And we're going to realize later on what is happening here. because you're like, what the fuck is going on?
It's great.
Yeah, it is.
There's another favorite moment of mine coming on.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. The next thing we get here is Superman is holding a press conference at the behest of Lex, who kind of convinces him that you need to talk to the people as Clark Kent and tell them that, this new regime is, he doesn't call it a regime. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Right. That this new regime is going to be safe and it's going to help the people so much and blah, blah, blah. During this press conference, this is when Caliban, the son of Darkseid, leads a parademon army to Earth and just starts murdering people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And Caliban is under the impression that, you call for a worldwide ceasefire. Like you've never been one for violence or for death or killing, or like you've never had what it takes to really get the job done. Caliban is coming in really half-cocked here.
He really did. He came in hard, though, but he didn't come in hard enough, where he basically had a wormhole of his parademons in each major city across the world.
Yeah.
He was trying to cause the most damage, death, and destruction in one fell swoop, which is exactly what he was beginning to do.
Yes.
However, I love the way that this is written, because you can feel the click. You can feel the tonal shift when Caliban had all the power, and this was his story, and this was his grandiose moment to win Daddy's love.
Mm-hmm.
And then it fucking fell apart like sand in your hand.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was. And I think that one of Caliban's downfalls is that he just kept prodding the bear, just kept poking.
He overthinks himself.
Yeah. You don't have what it takes. You haven't changed at all. You're no different. You're going to let all these people die because of you. Why would you?
No, I actually saved the page I wanted to talk about. It's right here where Caliban is like continuing to prod him as debris and bodies and just like destruction lay left and right and all around. He's just like, look, I told you, you didn't change. You didn't think you could stop me, did you? What's his wording? He looked here. Oh man, you look. What's wrong with you? And then Superman just flies at him, super piercing punch. What's the term you came up that should have not been a T-shirt?
Oh shit! The non-consensual
penetration.
Non-consensual Fuck! I need to go back and listen to
it. Actually, I probably shouldn't encourage you. No, but basically, he super punches the fuck out of Caliban, who is super enough to take the punch, but not well enough. He basically takes.
Yeah, he ends up
takes the spear.
Yeah. He ends up killing Caliban by literally pounding his head into a crater in the earth.
Yeah. But I'm immortal. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And
so that's
Caliban. Yeah, he is killed. There's another cool moment right after this where Superman flies to the Flash and goes, Flash, I need to talk with you.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But real quick before that moment that I just made fun of when Caliban was like, I could take you on. You're nothing. You've never changed. You're such a pussy. You look. What's wrong with you?
Oh, shit.
That moment was literally written word by word in the pages. Not everything I said prior to that, but the moment where he stopped and the conversation all of a sudden shifted, and he goes, "You look. What's wrong with you?" And then that's the moment when Superman, his anger comes out. The Red Sun Superman comes out, minus the Russian. And that's when literally the fight turned over. And that's when he just destroys Caliban, fucks him over. The parademons left and right are still going at it. And then he meets the Flash in milliseconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have a conversation that probably took maybe 3 seconds. Who knows?
Shoot, if they wanted to like really draw their options.
Yeah.
Like literally their conversation takes place in between milliseconds.
It does.
Yeah. It's awesome how they write this.
Oh yeah.
Because there's only one person who could keep up with the Flash well enough, depending on the writer,
right?
In order to, have these super speed moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Flash realizes quickly that you didn't come here to ask for advice. You're asking for permission. You've already made up your mind.
Barry's no fool.
Yeah. He's not.
No. He's a fucking forensic scientist. He knows what's up. Yeah.
And essentially what Superman is asking is, should I kill these parademons? Should I kill all of them? Because if I do, I'll save so many lives. This is, in my opinion, kind of another. It's not a downfall to the book, but it's kind of a soft folly in my mind.
What's that?
Well, because the parademons, they're just parademons.
True. I think what's more important here, and I'm going to the book's defense.
Mhm.
I'm playing devil's advocate. We do that so often on the show. I feel like at this point, what was important to really give more attention to was the idea that this was Superman turning the morality down further. And that was the important thing to highlight here. Whether or not a parademon's life is valuable and that these guys can just be recreated by the turn of a key at the fucking Darkseid planet, Apocalypse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think really the focus was more on the idea that Superman was uneasy in taking so many lives, still lives, but that it really needed to be focused in on that this is him, you know, sacrificing another leaflet of himself.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. I guess in my mind, I just wish they went with like a different type of army because all of them have killed parademons. And so at this point,
right? I mean, we've seen movies where they're killing parademons. Come on, come on.
So it's like,
and that was a PG-13 movie.
And it's like literally, parademon lives don't matter.
Watch out now! You're going to start a whole comic book movement.
Yeah, and Batman was like, he took so many lives. I was like, Batman, they're parademons. They're fucking parademons. Like, imagine if, like, you know, in Avengers 1, they were like, we can't kill the Chitauri. That'd be criminal. Hulk, don't smash them.
Space lives matter too, you know. Hulk, don't smash. Hulk's like, the fuck?
Right.
What does that mean? You keep using that word. I don't think you know what that means.
Right. I mean, they're just the most disposable of henchmen. But anyways.
Right. They're literally pawns.
Yeah. But I guess to your point though, I do with that. I think I do understand what they were getting at. It's just, I guess, to me, it came off just a tad bit nonsensical, all things considering.
It was, but they used this nonsensical moment very well, showcasing Superman's sacrifice of himself, of his own code, his own honor, really, in order to do this whole grandiose planet worldwide saving act, which others responded to as they needed to, and for the sake of the story, for the sake of the tone of the story, being that, Clark, no, you went further to the dark. You yourself are becoming more and more what you said you didn't want to be. You know, you're becoming more that tyrant.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I would have liked it a little bit more had it been under the premise of if Caliban said the only way my army would disperse is if you kill me. I mean, because
that would have been a little on the nose, but yeah,
it would have been. But
either way, though, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it sets up the rest of the book pretty well, though. Yeah,
because like once again, I haven't finished all of Injustice, but I imagine that Darkseid will react to the death of his son.
We'll see next time on the homies. I mean, I can't see him just being like, "Oh, you killed my son."
You killed my son. All right. Yeah, well, like that.
It's not like the oil change light popping in on your car. It's like, oh, I guess I gotta go get an oil change. Oh, I guess I gotta get a new son. You know, that's blood and family. Yeah. But
no matter how ass ugly they are.
And real quick, just a sidebar sentence. By the way, we mentioned it earlier. We haven't mentioned it for quite some minutes now. I don't know how long we've been recording. It's been probably like forever. We've been going hard into this one. It's a lot. But Wonder Woman, this whole time, by the way, is just like gun-ho for all this darkness, for all this tyrant mentality. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not going to support Superman. No, we're going to police these people because they're idiots. And she's like, oh, Superman killed all the parademons and saved us and killed Kalibak? Hell yeah, go Superman. Do it again. Yeah. You know,
like,
which is really strange for her character.
Actually, I've been reading more Wonder Woman. It's actually quite on the nose.
Really?
I mean, like for her to go this hard in the paint, no, but
no, she's like slamming her head into the paint, dude. Yeah.
So the reason I'm so interested to see this Wonder Woman movie when it comes out.
1984.
Yeah, 84 is whenever it comes out. It will not come out in 1984. It's because there's a really incredible arc that she has in Infinite Crisis, where she does something that Batman and Superman and a lot of the other heroes consider to be reprehensible, but she's like, there's nothing else for me to do. Like this was the situation, and I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
And the way that the movie is going, I can see them playing a very similar arc if they want to put Diana in that light.
Yeah.
I'm dancing around it because I don't want to give spoilers to Infinite Crisis. I recently finished The Omni. It was a great read. But
good.
Yeah. So
good.
Seeing Wonder Woman do this is kind of on brand for her, actually. She's the first to kill if she feels that that's what needs to be done.
Yeah. I mean, X-Force versus X-Men.
Yeah. You're not wrong. But yeah, so pressing on here though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the super chess match between.
I loved that.
This was great.
That was so well done.
Yeah.
Superman's like, "Hey, Barry, do you know how to play chess?" No, but I can learn. And literally, he gets the supercomputer on the watchtower, goes into flash speed mode, and okay, I know how to play now. Let's play. Yeah.
It's like downloading from the Matrix. It's not fair.
Exactly. Like, oh, you just learned Kung Fu because you're Keanu Reeves and you need to, But no, I loved how it's like each game was a concept that they were approaching. And I loved the outcome where it's like, I'm thinking about taking all guns away. What do you think about that, Barry? And they're like playing. And at first, Superman was kind of trumping him, like, checkmate. Checkmate.
Yeah.
And he's bringing up some points and things like that. I loved this conversation,
This is great.
Barry, in this moment, guys, is talking about like, cigarettes. Batman and Superman's confused, like, wait, what? Cigarettes kill more people than guns every year. And that's the thing. Statistically,
that's true.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah. And I don't think that Tom Taylor's trying to make any kind of political statements on
guns I doubt that.
Or anything. But he is just driving the story forward. It just so happens to kind of coincide with real life political thinkings.
Which is very powerful writing. In fact, I love that technique, again, when it's so grounded in what is actually here. Things that we can relate to, issues that we have, where it's like gun control. That's a common political debate today.
Yeah.
I digress. Moving back to the story. I love how he kind of talks about, like, look, if you're going to talk about, policing the world and trying to, control these things so people put themselves in less danger, cigarettes are the first thing you take out. Then your guns. Oh, and then you take out this and you take out that and you take out alcohol.
About people who don't recycle, we arrest them,
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, and this whole time they're playing chess again, and Flash is just like, checkmate. What about alcohol? Do we take that away? That causes drunk driving. Checkmate. Oh, do we take check? And it's just
what
like
about people who speed? Checkmate.
Exactly. Yeah. And literally is becoming that of it's becoming the story of Anthem. When you police the world so fucking much and force this idea of utopia that you are just fucking your people over. Yeah. And that was a great short story. Anyways, not the time for that. Yeah.
I think that this is really where Injustice and Red Sun meet at a crossroads. It's because whereas Superman and Red Sun wasn't so angry, and he just grew up thinking that this way of living is the best way for the people. Where they meet at a crossroads is because at this point they're both living in a fool's paradise. And Red Sun, Clark was like, oh, we have the highest approval rating ever. People love us and crime rate is down. Right. In the meanwhile, people were too afraid to speak up or say anything because he can hear me. If I step out of line, I'm going to get smacked down. I don't want that to happen. So, of course, this is what's happening, but the people are secretly miserable. And, as we're going to get to, that's going to be the same case here.
I also thought the direction you're going to go with that comment, because it also holds true in this mentality. In Red Sun, he just went forward. He said, I want to take guns away. Okay, cool. Or something similar. He said, we are just going to put these ideas into place to basically continue this communism, which I am now a leader of, versus this story, back to Injustice here, where he says, I have these ideas. I want to put them in place. Yo, Barry, come here. You can keep up with my thought process. Let's talk this out. And luckily, Barry was there. That's the difference here, where Barry was like, nah, bruh, you're literally trying to dictate the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is developing super pills.
There you go. And this is a concept which actually kind of brings it back to the scape where the game is allowed to make sense.
Yes.
Where punches from Batman can actually knock Superman,
Right. But
dramatically
no,
like that.
Yeah, no kryptonite, just
Right.
Yeah. This is where things come back in line.
Exactly. This is why Harley Quinn can swing that hammer and knock someone like Wonder Woman across the field. Yeah. Because originally she swings that hammer and she's got splinters blowing out of the hammer because she just broke it on Wonder Woman's like boob or something.
And Wonder Woman is unflinching.
She's unflinching. Like, what time are you wasting right now? Just get down. Anyways.
But yeah, he develops these super pills, and I really love like the exchange between Lex and Damian, because Damian's like, "Wait, these are magic pills? What you're telling me? Like, this doesn't make any sense." And Lex's response for me is like Tom Taylor giving the middle finger to people who always overanalyze comic books. It's like, fuck you guys. You buy flying men and magic rings, but this is where you draw the line.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So I kind of really dug that.
Thanos had a helicopter.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Right. So I kind of really love that dig that Lex gave, or that Tom gave, in the form of Lex Luthor.
I also love the conversations happening between Lex and Superman's entourage, aka his parents.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Have been holed up in the Fortress of Solitude.
Like, the first thing Supes did was take them and say, "Okay, we're not in this state anymore. We're taking you guys to where I know you'll be safe. In other words, where I can control you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to put the whole world in bubble wrap in the snow globe.
He forced them into quarantine. He forced them to socially distance.
He did.
Yeah.
He really fucking did.
Yep.
And that was because Mirror Master kidnapped them at the behest of the president. Because Mirror Master, he can't take them to another dimension. It made sense, but it didn't work. But yeah, so they're in the Fortress of Solitude, which is really important. The next thing we get here is the Justice League. They decide, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember. Is this Batman's identity reveal? This is
that happened much earlier. Yeah. Batman, where he's sitting amongst his crew, his assembled team.
No, I mean like when Superman leaks it out.
No.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so there was the small reveal amongst his team.
Oh yeah. That
where Captain Atom, Green Arrow, and shit like that. They're all just like, Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And Black Canary's like, bitch, you didn't know?
You know that?
Yeah. And then now that's we'll get into that part.
To the big reveal here.
Project
Icarus.
Yes.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. Was this
named.
Yeah.
Well named. Yeah.
Was this before or after the Hulk girl reveal that is actually Martian Manhunter? Because Martian Manhunter comes prominently around this moment here.
It does. This was before. Okay. So all this was before. Martian Manhunter reveal was in reaction to this.
Yes, that's right. No, it's because Damian takes a super pill. He goes down to the Batcave to Alfred had sent him a letter, and it's funny how Alfred said, it's hard finding the zip code for space.
You got some points.
He got a point there. He got a point. But Batman shows up. Things get heated. Alfred is accidentally knocked into the Bat computer. Batman reacts. Then Damian knocks him into I think the giant penny or something. And then
the penny starts to fall over on Alfred. But luckily,
here comes Hulk girl
to save the day and to catch the penny.
But Damian, he's observing. He's Bruce's kid. He goes, Hulk girl is strong, but she ain't that strong. How does she know to be here?
Yeah.
And so he hits her like a flare. And that reveals that Hulk girl has actually been Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. Such a great character, such an unfortunate weakness. Because that is easily exploited by so many people.
It is.
Even Lex later on in the story just goes, let me hold on match. This is a test. Who are you? Anyways.
Yeah. So that's when it's revealed that,
this whole time you've been Martian Manhunter. Whenever we thought we got you back into the Watchtower, not the Lookout Tower, you were just Batman's spy.
Right.
So cool.
It was great.
So cool.
Damian does escape, however. He goes back, and of course, he tells the League. And this is when Project Icarus comes into play.
Yeah.
And, I really dig the idea. They tried to leak it. Superman gets on, the monitor and tries to tell the world. And then Batman's like, he hit the note button.
Batman literally was the one to build and make the nope button work.
Yes.
And even Cyborg was like, the fuck did he do? I said nope.
I said no. And like the watchtower begins plummeting, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Batman, his thing was right. Like they need to try to get the watchtower back into space before it hits the ground, before they worry about my identity. Yeah. And they're like, no, we're not giving Batman an opportunity. We're gonna finish this upload. Yeah. And they did. They were able to finish the upload.
I actually love Damian here in this short moment where he's just like, guys, this is literally what he does. He's distracted. Well, Superman dissected it first, saying, no, he's distracting me from what I want to do. And then Damian goes, well, if you still want to do it, you're a fucking supercomputer talking to Cyborg, and you're the smartest man in the world. What are we doing?
Right.
We have the resources.
Yes.
Make it happen. And I love how Lex and Cyborg are kind of like look at each other real quick, like, oh yeah,
yeah, he's got a point. Yeah. And so they are able to successfully upload the information and relay the message that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
And I love how it's like it almost looks like a ghetto's Facebook.
It does,
where they just like used Cyborg to make a Facebook account to say this one statement.
Right.
And within seconds, it is reposted like over 2.5 million times, and it's favorited over 3.5 million times.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking like a matter of minutes; it's like a matter of seconds.
No, seconds. Like that post has been on there for one page.
Oh yeah, yeah. At this point, we get the team, Team Superman. They go to confront Batman at the Batcave.
Great,
because Batman at this point had a contingency put in place to flee to a safe location in case something like this happened. Very similar to Project Nightfall. If you guys played Arkham Knight.
Cool.
Yeah. There are 4 Arkham games I had to file through.
I was about to say, we've been talking about a lot of stories and video games tonight, so take your time.
But yeah, so very similar to Nightfall Protocol. But Batman, he meets Superman and his gang outside of the cave by the waterfall. And this was such a fun concept here because Batman's being very candid with them, as he always is.
Of course.
And I remember the conversation turns to like Batman goes to walk away, and Flash goes, "No, you can't walk away from me." As he speaks in front of Batman, and Batman goes,
"I suppose I can.
I suppose I can." And then he flies off.
I love Barry's face, literally. Well, I was unexpected. Like the whole time, he's just fish mouth.
Yeah. This is such a great moment because, like, part of you thinks, "How did Batman learn to?" It's like you don't doubt Batman flying. You wonder how he did it.
When did he get his hands on a pill, or when did he get jet boots?
It was just a great concept. It was fucking great. And then they realize, oh no, this is Martian Manhunter. This is John. Yeah.
And I love that later they actually catch him, and John's like, "Fools! Batman's been out of the Batcave since before you even tried to arrive." Yeah,
he's been long gone. What did you think?
Actually, I gotta use an earlier paraphrased moment to describe this one in better detail. It's like Lex says, how do you know if Batman was involved in a situation that fucked everything up for you? You know because he's not there.
Yes.
You know it's actually him because he wasn't there to showcase himself. Right. Yeah. If he is, be suspicious. Something's going on.
Something else is going on. Yeah.
If it looks like he wasn't there, here are the quotation marks, the air quotes there, because chances were he orchestrated the whole damn thing.
Yes, he's pulling the strings. You don't even know it.
Again, he's looking so many steps ahead.
Yes.
Anyways,
great moment. But this is when we get the really cool and also tragic moment with Martian Manhunter.
One of the best panels in the whole fucking book.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
This was the panel. I don't know if you remember this when I first got the book, and I made it to this point. I was like, Kevin.
Yeah. No. I remember that. That was my exposure to this panel. I was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped me from what I was doing to come look at this. This made my day genuinely better that day.
It's a great panel.
It is such a revealing moment.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So at this point, the League being Superman, Green Lantern and Wonder Woman, they're chasing Martian Manhunter. He turns invisible and intangible as they're flying, so they can't even see where he is.
It's daggum great.
Right?
Man, Martian Manhunter, one of the most underplayed people in
Yes.
all of DC.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Green Lantern's like, I don't see where you. Boom! He gets knocked out of the sky.
Yep.
Um,
Because he was the only one who had technology to detect him like that. So,
he's the only one.
yeah.
And then at that point, it's just Wonder Woman and Superman left. And he shows up and he starts talking to Clark. Wonder Woman grabs him by the face.
Mhm.
And of course, he just kind of shapeshifts around her hand.
Well, the first thing he does, Martian has a very great moment with Superman where he gives him a vision. He showcases to him what happened on his planet, Martian Manhunter's planet, when he's like, so this is what you're about to do.
Mhm.
I know what it feels like to have a superior, all over, more powerful race come over and take control and mandate everything about your home planet. That's what you're doing to humankind right now,
Yeah.
as they sit here above the sky and the clouds, just like having a conversation.
Mhm.
And he showcases this to him, and it's a moving moment.
It is.
It's so true.
Yeah, you see the white Martians overthrowing the green Martians because they are like, gotta be careful how I say this because I don't want any Nazi listeners getting erections. But the white Martians were physically superior in their physiology to the green Martians. Like
Just you roll through it, buddy.
I believe it's the fact that I think the white Martians didn't have the weakness to fire. That's what I think it was. But yeah, that is what happened to John's people, and he shows up with Superman, like you said.
Yep. But hey, let's talk about the next moment. The next one's
And
stupid.
then
dope.
Martian Hitler. No.
I'm going to bed. Anyway, so real quick, I want to talk about this moment, and we can speed through the rest of this because I know we've been going for a long time. How long are we now?
Almost at 2 hours.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. I thought we were past it.
No,
Okay. Anywho, but this next moment, as you said, Wonder Woman is grabbing Martian Manhunter's face and trying to basically like super plow him away. I love this next block. I have to read it word by word, guys. One of the rare moments I actually do, instead of paraphrase. Martian responds, "You never trusted me. 2 aliens, and you always followed the one who looked like you." That was powerful shit. Let that sit for you just for a second. Marinate with that. 2 aliens, and you always followed the one who looked like you. Talking about Clark, obviously, the guy who looked like a human, but they're both daggone Martians.
Yeah.
And that's powerful shit. That put Wonder Woman in the dirt.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Like on this mental scape, Martian Manhunter just won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
his crew's behind him, like, oh,
Right.
yeah.
Like if this was a roast battle of sorts, Martian Manhunter just won. Like if this was a political debate,
burnt her.
Yeah. If this is a political debate, like if this war could be ended with words, Martian Manhunter would have done it.
Martian Manhunter just dropped the fucking mic.
Yeah.
Right? If this was a rap battle, he just won his movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But this was, I mean, goddamn, truer words have never been spoken in this book. Like, these are some of the truest words ever.
Yeah.
I mean, because she's been following Superman without question.
Right. Head over heels, just completely loving this whole dictator vibe that he's putting off. And Martian Manhunter just puts her in her fucking place.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calls her out.
Oh, yeah. And of course, she has no response to that. Also, because he seizes her, but still.
he like metamorphs into like this almost green clay like substance and just goes inside of her.
He goes, I can suffocate you, I can shut your brain out, I can do anything.
I can cut off your organs right now.
Yeah.
Done. You'd be dead from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now they argue that Martian Manhunter would have done it. What do you think?
I think in this moment, it's different in the thick of the emotion of it. I think as a character, if you asked him, he would have been like, no, every day of the week. But I think in this moment, because of the story and because of the theme of what's going on and because of his anger in that moment against Wonder Woman, I would say, yeah, I think he might have, dude. Yeah. I would see it and understand it if he did. It would have sucked because we lost Wonder Woman. Right. It's like, she's not done with the story yet, but you get my point though, where it's like, I mean, shit.
Yeah, The beauty of this moment is that it's up for us to decide because we'll never know what his intentions were.
We'll never know because that's when the panel Wonder Woman looks at Clark, do it, burn me, you know. Yeah.
And he hits her with a high level heat vision, and
Which
eviscerates John.
Which brings us up to another tally.
It does.
Yeah. We are up to 7 over here.
God damn.
Plus 13 million. Can't forget 13 mil. So.
Oh,
there you go.
Damn. And that's how we lose. That's how we lose Martian Manhunter, and he definitely leaves a mark on this story.
Yeah, a dope one.
He does.
All right.
But moving on here. I mean, the Lobo and Harley stuff is really fun, but it typically doesn't really push the story forward any, so we can kind of breeze past it if you want. It's not
Lobo comes in. He's hired on basically to get Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Harley intercepts and does some comedic stuff. Yeah.
Superman. The one thing I will take away from this is what Superman does to Lobo. And that is, Superman takes Lobo, brings him up to the sun, and says, "I know you can heal from a single drop of blood, but do you think you can heal if I throw you in the fucking sun?"
Right.
And kind of making a power play on Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
And that does kind of emasculate Lobo some as Harley Quinn, kind of dissects from him. Essentially, guys, Lobo works for Superman. In exchange for his work, he wants a super pill to see what it would do to track down Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
He tracks down Harley. Harley takes the super pill. They have like some comedic fights going on. Lobo eventually decides that he needs to prove himself again, that he's the main man.
Yeah.
And he leaves to go challenge Darkseid. As of now, we don't know how that turns out.
Right. But at this point, Harley Quinn is Superman.
Yeah, I don't know how long the pills last. I don't think they last that long.
I don't know. In the sake of the game, it lasts until you beat the game. So in this book, we'll say it lasts until you beat the game in the book.
Yeah, we'll say that Lobo was her boss fight.
Right.
But no, so the next thing we get here, though, is Team Batman. They decide that they need to steal a super pill from the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
They realize that's where it's being kept. If they can get there and steal the pill, you can analyze one and therefore make more of them and give them a fighting chance.
Yeah.
And now it's really important here to note that Batman has a pretty excellent plan. I'm taking Captain Atom with me for the muscle in case Superman shows up.
Check.
The president is going to cause a distraction to keep Superman away.
A good one. Yeah,
I'm bringing Catwoman with me. She's the world's greatest, thief. She can break into anything.
Of course.
I'm bringing Black Canary with me as well because she can shatter that Kryptonian crystal.
Overall, great team.
Great plan.
Flawless.
And Green Arrow says, "If you think I'm letting you take my wife with you without me going, you're out of your damn mind."
Yeah.
And
he caught them feelings, bro.
He did. And so Green Arrow, he does go along with the team. And as they go there, everything's going to plan, except Superman realizes really quickly that this diversion with the Navy moving on like the Korean shore, he realizes, what are you doing, Mr. President? Like you're trying to distract me from something.
He pieces it together very quickly.
He does.
Yeah. Which admittedly, Clark, he's been around the game for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, President, why are you doing this? What's your game here?
He goes, I know you have the power to turn them around and do it. I'm not doing it myself. And then he begins to put, 2 and 2 together and realize, oh, you're working with Batman. What's Batman doing?
Yeah.
And he realizes where they must be at the Fortress of Solitude. Now, meanwhile, back at the Fortress of Solitude, everything is going pretty according to plan. They're able to break into the fortress. Once they open up the fortress door, they realize, oh shit, Clark's parents are here. Okay, and Bruce goes, okay, abort fucking mission, because if Superman sees us here, he's going to think we're here for his parents, and that's not why we're here.
Right.
And at that moment, it's too late. Captain Adam's like, hey guys, Superman has him by the throat right now. I think it's too late. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, you guys are. Yeah.
Batman understood that as soon as Superman caught a whiff, it was mere seconds. Not double-digit seconds either. Like seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 in order to get out.
Because he realized that Superman was going to think that they were there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Which obviously we know as readers, Batman wasn't there for his parents.
No, Batman.
He didn't even know they were there.
Right. He didn't even care.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, pill, thanks."
Mm-hmm.
Dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as he saw they were there, like, oh, time to fucking leave.
Yep.
But no, so Superman has Captain Atom by the throat. You think that, oh shit, your ace in the hole is done. And then it was funny because reading that part, that's at the end of a chapter, I think. And I was like, Captain Atom is like, would he win against Superman? I don't know about that, but he wouldn't go down like this.
No, he wouldn't go down like that. But
then we see Captain Atom was like, all right, you want to play? Let's fucking go.
Yep.
And
that made sense.
Yeah, it did. And this was a pretty cool fight here.
It was, dude. It was one of the more challenging moments for Superman because Captain Atom could match him. He could actually play rough against him, you know?
Yeah.
We saw how it ended though.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
It is. Because it looked like maybe Captain Atom had the better of Superman at this specific moment during the melee, during the scuffle.
Yeah.
And also during this melee, it's also important to mention that some Kryptonian crystals have fallen and they cut off the team. So majority of Batman's team were on one side of the fortress, and Green Arrow was on the other side with Clark's parents.
Yeah.
So they were now separated. And if you can go to that page that has that on there really quick, there was a really cool dialogue between Black Canary and Green Arrow. It was just another kind of humorous thing that kind of.
It was in the Superman's hideout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm flipping past the fights. I'm looking for Black Canary, Green Arrow.
Yeah, it was basically it was those two kind of bickering one last time, and Green Arrow says something like, I thought that you were the one who told me and Bruce to stop bickering, we're on a timetable here. And Black Canary replies with, yeah, well, that was when the road was at stake here. This is more important, essentially implying that like what they have, she considers to be more important than what the plan was. It was just a very kind of well-written thing that really kind of highlighted the romance between those two.
I'm trying to find it. I see some other moments here, the Captain Atom bits. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think almost there. Okay. Almost there. Anyways, yeah.
But that's essentially what the moment is between those two. And it was just, once again, a really cool moment between those two characters, highlighting their relationship.
Yeah.
But going back to the Captain Atom and Superman fight, it looks like Captain Atom is actually winning. Superman is kind of down. Captain Atom is up. And at this moment, there is a sword that is struck across his throat.
And this is a sort of Themyscira, so it makes sense that something so foreign, so magical, is able to basically, here's the spread, slice the throat of Captain Atom.
Yeah.
And I loved his reaction because he was calm, he was in control, no panic, and his first words, "Oh, you stupid," and he just calmly grabs the wrist, pulls it down, as if there's no resistance that he can actually feel, and just says, I can't hold it in.
Yeah.
This nuclear energy inside of me is about to burst out like a bomb. You dumb bitch.
Yeah, essentially. You're right.
Yeah. I can't control what's about to happen.
Yeah, I can't stop this.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I have a decision to make now. I also really love what he says beforehand to Superman, like, the reason we haven't fought yet is because the president hasn't ordered it.
Yeah.
Because
I serve, because I fight for my country.
Yeah. And that was actually a really cool thing, because he's essentially saying that I don't go around doing whatever the fuck I want to do,
because I know that I'm not bigger than our nation.
Yeah,
that's very cool. That's that cool representation of your political choosing.
Oh yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. He's basically saying I actually serve my country. You just think you do.
Or I follow orders, Superman. Orders have changed.
Yes.
That was powerful.
Oh, yeah.
That's that good shit. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like all these characters, man, get great moments before they go out.
Yeah. And his great moment continues. He tells them, he breaks it down to Wonder Woman and Superman as if he literally had the time to sit there and be like, Okay, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
I have the power of 10 nuclear bombs inside of me right now, and you just cut all 10 open like they were fucking soda cans. So I can either sit here and blow both your asses up because you're both dumb fucks, or I can do the right thing and save your parents and one other human who's in there and fly my ass out so I don't impact any of you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, that would have ruined continents.
Yeah, dude, that would have been another daggum Chernobyl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, on
Bigger,
a grander scale. Yes,
Yeah,
that would have fucked over the planet in the long game.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so in his last moments, he grabs Superman, flies them both up into outer space. Superman is hitting them hard with the heat vision. Wonder Woman is flying behind them, trying to catch up and stop this.
Yeah.
And then he explodes.
Like he said he would.
Yeah.
He said, "You stupid, you cut me open. I can't hold it in."
Right.
I kind of like that about Captain Adam's character.
Yeah.
There's no invincibility prospect there. There is if you can manage to somehow puncture me, that's game over for me. But I'm the kamikaze, bitch.
Right. You can't put a bandage on this.
You can't restore me back to life from this, okay? I ain't no Lobo.
Yeah.
All right? I'm gone.
Yeah, this is it.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as he explodes, Superman he's hurt, but he'll be okay.
Right.
Wonder Woman, however, she's in much worse shape.
Yeah. The woman who's trying to become the ride and die for Superman here, who's basically his go-to sergeant, is, out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not dead, but out.
Yeah, she's down.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wait. Speaking of which, Captain Adam.
Yeah. And boy, keep that marker handy because we got another doozy coming up.
Yeah. Anyways,
so if you guys haven't had your fill of sadness yet, there's another big sad moment here. So while this is happening, Flash takes Wonder Woman back to the Watchtower, and Superman goes back to the Fortress of Solitude. At this point, most of Team Batman is making their way back, and they're trying to wait for Oliver somewhere. Oliver is still trapped inside the fortress with Clark's parents.
Yeah.
Clark flies back in, and he is furious. He is absolutely furious.
Yeah.
He thinks now at this point that they came there to harm his parents.
Yeah.
He thinks they came there with the intention to kill him.
And you know what the funny thing is? It's just not the lucky day for Team Batman. They needed to re-roll the die on this day because not only did they go and arrive in time to see Superman's parents and thus realize exactly just how sensitive of a home base this was for Supes, but Ollie in this moment decides, okay, Superman, what's up, bruh? We're going to have our fight. This is our fight scene in Injustice, the video game. I'm firing an arrow at you. Of course, it didn't do shit. It bounces off. And in its ricochet, hits his dad in the shoulder.
That was in that one.
That was a nat 1. However, unfortunately for Superman's anger level, that was a nat 30. So shit broke through the roof.
Yeah. Superman his anger, I don't know if it's ever been to this level before. It was.
To my D&D nerds out there, I understand that the die only goes up to nat 20. Trust me, I'm a diehard fan of the game. Ooh-wee. Please continue.
So it starts off with Superman just backhanding Oliver, and he goes flying, of course.
I mean, he knows Ollie's immortal. He knows he's a human being. That bow is his only chance, and it ain't got no chance.
Yeah, for me, this was so infuriating and heart-wrenching at the same time.
Yeah.
And for me, after this, there was no redemption for Clark in my mind.
No, this was the moment when Clark subsequently accepted the way he was going. This was the moment whenever he couldn't take back or talk his way out of this. No.
There's no there's no other way to describe what you've done.
His own parents are like, dude, bro, it was an accident, man. Okay? I'm taking worse to the shoulder, Ken.
Right.
You're cool, bro. And then his own mother was like, no, Clark, don't. But
so
he should have listened to mom.
It's revealed earlier on that Batman put a tracer on Green Arrow's hood.
Yeah.
And he goes, we'll use that to find you when you escape. And now coming back to this current moment, what he does is he's trying to distract Clark so he can shoot an arrow with the pill attached to it.
So I love Ollie's thought process as this is happening because he knows there's no escape.
Yeah.
There's no resurrection for him at this point. He knows. So in his mind, I love the monologue here where he's just like, the record for longest shot arrow over the greatest distance is such and such and such. I need to fire an arrow more than that in this moment. I can beat that in this moment. And he successfully does. He fires it through an opening, a crack in the wall from this falling palace, and it successfully lands close to where Black Canary, Selina, and Batman are just chilling and waiting.
Right, no, they look on the tracker and they see that, Green Arrow's tracker's over here. He must be over here. And they go and they realize it's not him. It's just an arrow with a tracker and a pill attached to it. Yep. And then this is when reality hits home. It's fucking heartbreaking. I can't say that enough to read Oliver's last moments, man. Because you get it from his POV, so you don't actually see his body. You see his thoughts. He says, like, I can't feel anything anymore. I can't move my mouth to speak.
Yeah.
And his last thoughts are all about Dina. It's all about his wife. Like, that's his last thoughts. It's not about, I'm so scared. I can't believe Superman is doing this. It's all about, I wish I had more time to spend with the prettiest girl in the world.
Yeah.
And it's fucking heartbreaking, man.
It is, dude. It's just
rough.
Superman being that dark side of himself again.
Yeah. I mean, because you can try to justify all the other murders that he's committed so far. How do you rectify this one?
You don't.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what you're turning into.
Yeah.
You saw it coming. You were scared of it, and now you're accepting it. You know, your own mother was right there saying, "No, Clark, don't kill him, bruh. It was an accident." And
and Oliver, he is essentially pummeled to death by Superman.
Yeah.
Oh. They make it back to the Batcave. They have the pill to analyze. Black Canary, rightfully so, she just walks off to be by herself when they ask where's Olive, where's Captain Atom. Yeah. They don't make it back. Those two guys do not make it back. So the next thing we get now is the confrontation between Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Catwoman wants to stay. Batman's like, no. He knocks her out with the gas and sends her on her way with. By the way, this is very minuscule, but it kind of bugged me. Did you notice that there was an error in the artwork during this panel?
Let's go back and look at it. Yeah. Prior to this, there was a moment when Clark was trying to say, "Oh fuck, one of the pills is missing. I gotta go get it." He realizes that they took a pill. He's about to leave. His dad's like, "Whoa, bruh, I need help. I know it's not a great deal, but it's a big deal nevertheless. I got an arrow in the shoulder, pal.
Right.
I took an arrow to the shoulder." And he's just like, "No, I got to go stop Batman. He'll synthesize the pill." He cared more about that moment than he did his own family.
Exactly. That he put into, like you said, quarantine. Yeah. But it's the page when one woman is rendered unconscious by Batman.
Yeah. Now, where's the artwork error here? I'm trying to find it.
Are you at the panel?
Where he knocks her out? Yeah.
Yeah. And then he sends her away and she's being carried off.
Where he's sending
Catwoman away.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you see it? When she's being carried off?
Oh, yeah, there is one. Yeah. Whenever he's on the teleporter and then he's not on the teleporter for the next panel. Like,
no,
step down.
The error is a color scheme.
A color scheme?
That is supposed to be Batwoman carrying her off. And that panel, she has black hair with a red cape when she should have red hair with a black cape.
Oh. That's... Is Huntress no longer part of the team here? I just thought that was Huntress, dude.
No, that's not Huntress. He hands her off to Batwoman.
Are you sure? Because Huntress on the page before is right there standing amongst the trio.
Yeah. So if we...
See?
Yeah, look at it here and then flip the page again.
Yeah. Flip the page, yeah. Because in this moment, he hands it off right there. I mean, that could be, but I think he just gave her to Huntress, dude.
Even then, Huntress also doesn't have a red cape.
No, she has a purple one. See? She got it there. Black hair, purple ears, purple cape.
Could be.
I
thought for some reason he just handed it off to Batwoman. I guess, It could be her.
Yeah. I mean, if you take the color scheme away of both these women, they look very close.
Especially from that angle.
Especially from this angle, where they both have like the very dramatic, cowl of sorts, and then the capes are kind of like draft from over the shoulder, kind of like clasped around the neckline there, the collarbones, and it falls back, of course, over the back and gracefully down everything. Only difference really is Batgirl's, Batwoman's, her bat icon,
her emblem.
So
it just from that angle with that color scheme, it looked like an inverted color.
It does. I'll give you that. It does potentially look that way, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that this was, that. Also, notice, homies who have been able to watch this book is so damn thick that this finally is the moment where I could lay it down and not hurt the spine. Like this whole time, notice I've had to do like the half open thing. Now it's a big book. It's worth reading.
But at this moment, we do get the scene when Batman is trying to synthesize the pill, and Clark shows up, and these two have a conversation. The one that you were referring to earlier.
This was the epic moment whenever we see our boy Batman be like, "No, Clark, the reason why you came to me in all these places in the first place was because you actually did want me to stop you, like you have so many times in the past. Because their friendship is like that. They're the balance of each other, And that's something I appreciate that our boy here did very well, Mr. Taylor. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom Taylor, thank you. But however,
and like this is another great moment with a really clever misdirect, because ever since the concept of the super pill was introduced, you as the reader think to yourself, Batman takes the pill, Batman versus Superman. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then in this moment here, close to the end of year one, you get this moment here where those two are having one last very candid conversation. And what happens eventually is Batman, he causes a distraction as he hides in the rafters of his Batcave. He presses a button that causes a loud sonic sound to pierce Superman's ears.
Classic Batman.
Yes. Long enough for him to run and make it to the pill. He's almost at the fucking pill. He's like, fuck yes. And then Superman stops him, grabs him, and breaks his back.
High tense moments and a very familiar, heart-wrenching injury that we as Batman fans already know too well about, That's some bullshit.
It was straight up some bullshit.
And Batman at this point is just like, my back! Again!
And it was like, fucking, hey, Clark. Like, this is when there's just nothing left of the old Clark.
Exactly. Like, at this point, Batman literally summarizes, like, the whole thought process we as an audience are even having with, you're not a hero, you're just another thug.
Yeah.
And I love these next 4 shots, these next 4 panels.
But before that, he also says something about like, so this is what you do. You're torturing me right now for information.
Yep.
And
he does this type of language so well. Where he's like, no matter what you tell yourself in the future, I want you to remember this moment. Yeah. Just like the damn Frank Miller writing. Yes, I love that. Where he's just like, I want you to remember this moment, the moment I defeated you, or in this case, when you resorted to torture for the greater good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when Clark's kind of like, oh shit.
Like old Clark came out for a second. He's like, fuck, I didn't mean to. And he's like, he knows, oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like you said, these next 4 panels.
Dude, I love it because the first one, you see a hand on Clark's shoulder, and then the next panel shows an angry Alfred. I rarely get to see an angry Alfred. I fucking love this so hard. You have no idea. This made me giddy, ladies and gentlemen. And then you see Superman look at him just questionably like, Alfred? And then it panels back to the data analysis pot there where all of a sudden the pill is gone.
The pill is gone.
Yeah, is no longer being scanned. The analysis is complete, and now the pill is gone. And Superman's head is just caved in from a headbutt from none other than the butler himself, fucking Alfred, coming in on that ass. Just like, no, bam. I'm so disappointed in you. He drops that parenting on him. Yes.
Ooh.
And breaks him apart, son.
I mean, like,
when is Alfred going to be a DLC character in Injustice? I want to fight as Alfred owning someone.
Alfred kicks Superman's ass.
He does so well.
Like, you can say what you want to. You can say Superman was severely weakened by the giant ass explosion, nuclear explosion.
No, fuck that.
I mean, which he was. I bet.
Sure.
I mean, you can say all kinds of things, but one thing you can't take away is Alfred beat the shit out of
Alfred
Superman.
kicked him so fucking hard that his Italian leather shoe ripped apart, and it was just shredded by the force of his foot into Superman's face.
Yeah.
And then there's other panels, and the last thing he does as he's just pommeling him into the dirt of the daggone Batcave, you don't get to hurt my family anymore. And I love that because that is so canonically true of Alfred.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a violent person, but you have pushed him to this because of what you've done to the family, the Bat family. So ultimately, this is Alfred's double middle fingers. Fuck you, you know. Yeah.
You don't get to hurt my family anymore.
Yeah.
And then he carries Bruce away to an unknown location at this moment.
Yeah. And as he does, I love this part here. I love the dramatic writing. They do so well in all the diction here. And as they're carrying him away, Batman's like, wait, what about? Nothing to worry about, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to a safe place. We have everything we need. There's nothing worth saving here.
Yeah.
As the panel focuses on them in the background and Superman in the foreground trying to get up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That was
love that shit.
That was a
His
great
ass
moment.
ain't worth saving.
Yes.
Yeah. So great.
And then essentially the last moments of year one, we see Team Superman standing in like a UN meeting.
Yeah.
And they're essentially doubling down on their efforts and their resolve, saying that we will find Batman and his followers and we will stop them.
Which is ironic because Superman's the one who had followers. We didn't talk about this part. There was a cult for Superman now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, cult to the
Cult of the Soups.
Mm-hmm. But that is in a nutshell, guys. Batman year, not Batman year one, Injustice year one,
which is another story, but not tonight's.
Injustice year one. I had a blast reading this, man.
Dude, I told you how much of a blast I had. I couldn't hold it back. Like, I would be reading this, you'd be over here making breakfast or something, and I'd pipe up, dude, take your fucking AirPods out. What is this? This is dope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. The book is so well written. The artwork is immaculate. It works so well with the storyline, and it showcases the drama of the moment so together, so well. You know, everything works in tandem. Year one was fascinating. I cannot wait for our breakdown of year two, which again, homies, is going to be happening in 2 weeks. We will be recording that on the night of the 13th. So literally, if you're going to read along with us, now's the time to start.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, what I also really appreciate about this is, like Tom Taylor says in his foreword, in his introduction, he essentially gets to play in his own little universe.
Yeah.
Like, there is a benefit to having like a massive non-canonical story. I mean, it makes it easy for people who don't traditionally read comics to pick up and understand because you don't really need that much foreknowledge.
Especially in this case, because this book is very appealing not only to the comic fan base, but also the video game fan base. Mm-hmm. Yes, I pointed to myself twice.
Yeah. And that is true. You know, he doesn't have to adhere to any kind of previous canonical happenings. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't require any kind of previous readings.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, once again, you get to kind of do whatever you want to do if you're telling your own kind of story in this setting. And that's always, that's like the most kind of creative freedom that you get to have. Obviously, like the editors get to kind of dictate what kind of story it is, but ultimately you get to dictate how that story is being told. And Tom Taylor has done an amazing job. He did issue or years 1 through 3, but I think it was Brian Buccellato who does or years 4 and 5.
We'll have to go into those and kind of see what happens there.
But guys, hope you enjoyed our take, our review, our coverage of Injustice Year 1. Very, very entertaining for us to read.
Hell yeah. Overall, the death count was all the parademons. So we're just gonna say all the parademons. We're gonna say it's a lot. There's 13 million people who died in Metropolis, and also 9 people named characters which we knew, which we read about in year 1. That's only year 1, by the way. Well, I'll keep this so we can count total later. I'm gonna add one more tally here. It was Superman's dignity when the butler caved his face in. So total of 10 deaths, okay? Plus 13 mil, plus parademons.
Oh shit, that's great. That is great.
Yeah.
But
there
real
you
quick,
go.
guys. Next Monday we'll be talking about the Wolverine trilogy.
That's gonna be a fun one.
Yes.
Kind of breaking, doing ping pong between DC Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
Marvel. We're gonna be sitting down and watching the Wolverine movies and kind of talk about what's going on with those guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch the phenomenal one, the
Mhm.
pretty good one, and the garbage one. We're gonna watch all three.
Not in that order.
That would be depressing.
That would be very
Yeah.
depressing. No. We're gonna do this right.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be watching all of those guys. We'll be giving just our really last kind of take on these movies. And the reason we're doing this is because obviously with theaters being shut down across the globe right now, we're not really getting in a lot of our movie reviews and content. And we still want to give you guys the quality content that, we promise.
It's hard to appropriately socially distance yourself whenever you're sitting in a theater amongst so many other people.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cesspool at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
If I imagine that your theaters like ours are shut down, so there's no movie watching. But also, guys, for those of you who watch Harley Quinn, that is coming back this Friday. And guess which two homies will be covering that on their podcast?
Is that us, buddy?
It's us.
Is that us?
Yeah.
Ooh, I got one right. Fuck yeah.
So
Quentin's right, folks.
So starting again from this Friday and every Friday thereafter till the season is over, we'll be covering Harley Quinn season 2 on DC streaming.
Yes. And we've already saw a little bit of a teaser about it, guys. That was something awesome that we got to see here very recently. I am hella excited. It looks like they're going to take this into a fun twist.
Yes.
And we're going to see some great stuff. Cannot wait to break that down in our Shorty series.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I have for now, my friend.
Same here, guys. I'm going to hit you guys up with a little bit with a few tags here. A few... I forgot the term. A few gimmicks. What the no, damn it. No. I'm gonna hit you guys with a few inserts. I forgot the term for them. You'll remember in a few minutes. But basically, please, homies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there, feel free to leave us a review. In this time, if you're finding yourselves bored and listening to a lot more podcasts, please listen to a lot more of our catalog. The podcasting gods smile upon us, essentially, is what I'm saying with that. So feel free to please subscribe, to review, to whatever you do. Anything in support of the homies, we appreciate it, and we benefit greatly from such a small effort on your part. So thank you guys for everything you have done, and thank you guys for everything that we hope you will do.
Absolutely, guys.
And Q, tell everybody that fancy review site that we have access to now.
As a matter of fact, homies, if you go to ratethispodcast.com /superhero homies, that will take you guys directly to a site where you can type up a review for us, and it's going to send it based on the service you use to listen to us on. It's very easy. Don't worry, guys. It's free, so you guys don't have to pay anything to use it, but it just helps us out. The more reviews you guys send us, the more good reviews, obviously.
One more time for those of you who hopefully are Googling this right now.
That is ratethispodcast.com /superhero homies.
I was actually going to say it, so I will say it one more time. Yes. Yeah, no, please. I'm glad we're saying it 3 times. Yeah, ratethispodcast.com /superhero homies.
Absolutely.
Yep. So there you go. That's been enough taglines there.
Well, I guess
plugs.
Plugs.
That was the term I forgot. Fuck.
If you guys, listen to us a lot religiously, then we really do appreciate you. And in that case, we have more content for you guys also in the form of our Patreon page. For those of you who like our superhero content and you also nerds of other natures, we can guarantee you that you will love our Patreon content. You go to patreon.com /superhero homies. That'll take you guys to a page where we talk about video game reviews, talk about movie reviews, cult classics, TV shows, and just all sorts of things in nerd culture that are outside of the superhero realm. So if you guys like our superhero podcast, I think that you will actually love our Patreon. $1 gets you a bunch of our movie reviews. $3 though gets you our entire catalog.
Hell yeah. And that's right, guys. We are nerds of multiple levels. Indeed. Yes.
And it's also ad-free listening. So if you guys don't prefer the ads in the podcast, then Patreon, it give you ad-free listening, and of course, as always, it really helps us out too.
It does. That one actually very personally helps us out. So, homies, ladies and gentlemen out there, Thank you guys again for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're subscribing to YouTube, if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, that's another thing that really benefits us. So, hell yeah, please and thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys again for listening in. That's all we have for now. So until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And as always, I am Superhero Homie Kevin. And to those of you who are watching who need to have another tag ending line because I have to have time to come up and click it over, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, for those of you who want to pick up the book and read it with us, I hope it doesn't look too bad from the camera, but boom, Injustice. That's what we're talking about, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right. Any other words for the video watching homies out there?
Get money, fuck bitches.
Get money, fuck bitches. Didn't you say that a couple times ago?
Who knows?
I think you've said that a few times now.
Not
I
sure.
love it. Talk to you guys later.